Chapter 1706. The experts of the intentionless saber sect understood that not only were they finished, but the intentionless saber sect was also finished. They sighed. They were too unlucky to have met the Cloud Dragon Valley Master, the Demon Castle Master, and the Life and Death Sword Sect Master. Do you think it's a coincidence that we're here? We've been here for a long time, waiting for the intentionless saber sect to make a move. If you don't make a move, how will we suppress the intentionless saber sect in the future? The Life and Death Sword Sect Master said coldly. What? You've been here for a long time? Did you already know that the intentionless saber sect had joined the evil spirit sect? The great sage of the intentionless saber sect was in disbelief. They had been very secretive about their actions. Of course, we've been investigating this matter all this time. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master said, 3 years ago my disciple Lu Ming encountered an assassination attempt by the evil spirit sect on his way back from the Tsang Mountain. According to him, the intentionless saber sect was the one who attacked. Therefore, all these years, the Demon Castle Master, the Life and Death Sword Sect Master and I have been secretly investigating. As expected, we found some clues. However, you hid it very well and we didn't have any evidence. Therefore, we could only wait for you to make a move yourselves. Many people were shocked. So that was the case. 3 years ago, Lu Ming actually encountered an assassination attempt by the evil spirit sect. 3 years ago, so that was the case. That time we didn't expect Lu Ming to survive. We tried our best, but the heavens didn't protect us. The intentionless saber sect's great sage sighed. He didn't expect that everything would be ruined by Lu Ming. If Lu Ming hadn't survived 3 years ago and told the Cloud Dragon Valley Master that the intentionless saber sect might have colluded with the evil spirit sect, today's incident wouldn't have happened. Their plan would definitely have been carried out smoothly. Kill them. There's no need to talk to them. The Demon Castle Master said with a ferocious look in his eyes. He stretched out his golden claws and grabbed at the people of the intentionless saber sect. The people of the intentionless saber sect were unwilling and wanted to resist. But in the hands of an absolute sage, resistance was futile. In the end they were killed one by one. Ming, are you all right? The Valley Master of the Cloud Dragon Valley stepped forward and came before Lu Ming, Long Yuanshan, and Yang Tianzong. Master, if you don't make a move, we'll be finished. Yang Tianzong said bitterly. You rascal, are you blaming me for being late? The Cloud Dragon Valley Master scolded jokingly. Disciple doesn't dare. Yang Tianzong said. This time, it is of utmost importance to lure out the people of the thoughtless saber sect to attack. If we had attacked earlier, the people of the thoughtless saber sect would definitely not have attacked. Of course, if you guys had really encountered danger, how could I not have attacked? The Cloud Dragon Valley Master said. Lu Ming, Long Yuanshan, and the rest nodded. That was indeed the case. If the Cloud Dragon Valley Master and the others had made their move earlier, the people of the intentionless saber sect would not have made their move. Ming, you performed very well this time. Looks like you've gained a lot from the 100 Clan battlefield. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master looked at Lu Ming with satisfaction. To be honest, Lu Ming's performance had exceeded his expectations. Previously, he had also witnessed the battle between Lu Ming and the Divine Sun. I still have to thank Master. Lu Ming cupped his fists. Come on, let's go back. Someone spoke. Lu Ming looked over and saw that it was the people of the Heavenly Divinity Sect. This time, the Heavenly Divinity Sect had suffered a great loss. A great saint was killed and more than half of their disciples were killed. Most of the people who came to the treasure ranking meeting were the elites of the younger generation. Such a great loss was a heavy blow to the Heavenly Divinity Sect. One could imagine that there would be a gap in the experts of the Heavenly Divinity Sect in the future. A force without new blood to pass on its legacy was very scary. Come on, let's go back. Following that, the sects began to return. Today's matter must be reported to the sects as soon as possible. Some people expressed their gratitude to the Cloud Dragon Valley Master, the Life and Death Sword Faction Leader, and the Demon Fort Lord before leaving. At this time, Lu Ming released Zifeng, Tianchue, and the rest from the Mountain River diagram. When they learned of the situation, they were shocked. Alright, let's return to the Dragon God Valley. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master said. After saying that, he waved his hand and a battle sword flew out of his hand. It rapidly expanded to 10,000 meters long and a few hundred meters wide. Thousands of disciples of the Dragon God Valley stepped on the Cloud Dragon Valley Master's sword and flew back to the Dragon God Valley. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master's speed was astonishing. Even with thousands of people, his speed was still very fast. In less than a day they returned to the Dragon God Valley. A few days later, the Battle of Tsang Mountain quickly spread throughout the entire Tsang state. Countless people were dumbfounded. No one had imagined that the treasure meeting this time would actually be so brilliant and so soul-stirring. First, Lu Ming rose as a dark horse. He killed Luo Shuihan and took first place in the treasure ranking meeting. After that, he fought against the Divine Sun and launched a great battle. Lu Ming broke through in the battle and killed the Divine Sun. From then on, Lu Ming was the #1 monster in the Tsang state. After that, there was the matter of the evil spirit sect besieging the major sections. In the battle, the intentionless saber sect rebelled. Every single one of these matters was unbelievable and shocking. As for Lu Ming, his name shook the Tsang state and was remembered by countless people. After another 10 days, a piece of news spread throughout the Tsang state. The 12 major sects of the Tsang state had joined forces and sent out a great army to attack the intentionless saber sect. However, when the experts of the 12 sects arrived, the intentionless saber sect was already empty. All the experts had already retreated, leaving behind only a few people with low cultivation. Where did the experts of the intentionless saber sect go? However, some people guessed that the intentionless saber sect was most likely still in the Tsang state. Furthermore, there was another guess that was even more frightening. Since the intentionless saber sect could join the evil spirit sect, then would the other 12 top sects of the Tsang state also join the evil spirit sect? Could the intentionless saber sect be hiding in one of these sects? The moment this guess was made, the Tsang state was shaken. The 12 top sects were on guard against each other. That was because this guess was very likely. For a time, the various sects of the Tsang state were in turmoil. However, there was one thing that would not change. From now on, there would no longer be 13 top sects in the Tsang state. There would only be 12. During this period of time, Lu Ming had been in seclusion in the Cloud Dragon Valley to stabilize his cultivation. As for Ming Lian's second body, it was also recovering at full strength. A month after the Tsang Mountain battle, Ming Lian's second body had already completely recovered. As for the arm that was chopped off, it had long since grown back. In fact, Ming Lian's second body's cultivation was showing signs of improving. After all, Lu Ming's main body had already reached the realm of the law vessel. Both the main body and the second body were the same person and had the same experience. The second body was not far from the law vessel. As for Bubble, it seemed to be about to break through and was sleeping soundly in the mountain river diagram. On this day, Lu Ming paid a visit to the Cloud Dragon Valley Master. Ming, you want the fragment of the prison-suppressing steel? The Cloud Dragon Valley Master asked in surprise. Yes, Master. Disciple's other bloodline is the prison-suppressing steel. The fragment of the prison-suppressing steel is very useful to Disciple. Chapter 1707. Lu Ming revealed the bloodline of the prison-suppressing monument. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master was shocked to see the prison-suppressing monument floating above Lu Ming's head. It was his first time seeing Lu Ming's prison-suppressing monument bloodline. Moreover, Lu Ming had already collected a fragment of the prison-suppressing monument. After pondering for a while, the Cloud Dragon Valley Master said, Minger, it's all thanks to you that we were able to obtain 2 ancient treasures this time. Furthermore, to the sect, the other treasure is useful. The prison-suppressing monument fragment is just a bonus and is not of much use. It's not a big problem for me to get it for you. Thank you, Master. Lu Ming was overjoyed. You deserve it. However, there's a problem. 3 years later, when the treasure pedestal meeting begins, it'll be hard to explain to the other sects. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master said. If the other sects come first 3 years later, I'll hand it over then. Lu Ming said. At most, Lu Ming would think of a way to let the Dragon God Valley come first 3 years later. That way, he wouldn't have to hand over the fragment of the prison-suppressing monument. Lu Ming wasn't strong enough. If Lu Ming had the strength to dominate the Tsang continent, he would have kept the fragment of the prison-suppressing monument. No one would dare to say no. All right, I'll come to you in a few days. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master said. As expected, 2 days later, the Cloud Dragon Valley Master found Lu Ming and handed the fragment of the prison-suppressing monument to Lu Ming. With Lu Ming's talent and performance at the treasure pedestal meeting, he had gained the attention of the upper echelons of the Dragon God Valley. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master went to ask for the fragment of the prison-suppressing monument for Lu Ming. The only person who stopped him was the Silver Dragon Valley Master. However, the Silver Dragon Valley Master couldn't go against the will of the others. After getting the fragment of the prison-suppressing monument, Lu Ming entered the mountain river diagram and took it out. As soon as Lu Ming took out the prison-suppressing steel fragment, it flew into the air and emitted a mysterious fluctuation. There were gaps on both sides of this piece, and in the middle there was the word, prison. The energy fluctuations it emitted were exactly the same as Lu Ming's spirit-suppressing steel. It really is a fragment of the prison-suppressing monument. It's a part of the middle? Lu Ming was overjoyed. He felt the prison-suppressing steel's bloodline in his spine become restless. With a single thought, the bloodline of the suppressing prison monument appeared and emitted a blinding light. The fragment of the prison-suppressing steel seemed to resonate strongly with the prison-suppressing steel. It vibrated violently and then flew towards the bloodline of the prison-suppressing steel. It leaned against the fragment of the prison-suppressing steel. The gap between the two was exactly the same. When the two of them leaned against each other, the light on the prison-suppressing steel grew even brighter. It was incomparably resplendent, and there was a sense of vicissitudes that was being emitted from it. Lu Ming could faintly feel a terrifying suppressive force, as if it could suppress the heavens. The prison-suppressing heavenly skill. At this time, another piece of information appeared in Lu Ming's mind. It was the information of the prison-suppressing heavenly skill. This piece of information was mostly the same as the one Lu Ming had received before, but it was more complete and exquisite. The prison-suppressing heavenly skill can be even stronger. Lu Ming was overjoyed. He carefully comprehended it. In the blink of an eye, 5 days had passed. Lu Ming finally ended his cultivation and put away the prison-suppressing steel. He then exited the mountain river diagram and flew out of the Dragon God Valley, arriving at a barren land. Boom! Lu Ming struck out with his palm. His palm seemed to have turned into a lifelike prison-suppressing steel, and it slammed towards a barren mountain. The mountain was directly shattered into pieces, scattering in all directions. Following this, Lu Ming's thoughts moved. The illusionary figure of the prison-suppressing steel suddenly appeared around him. Following this, the illusionary figure of the prison-suppressing steel increased, and in the end there were 12 of them pressing towards the ground. Boom! Boom! The ground trembled violently and terrifying cracks appeared on it. The power of the prison-suppressing heavenly skill has indeed become stronger and more mysterious. Lu Ming's eyes lit up with joy. The prison-suppressing heavenly skill was originally very mysterious. As his cultivation level increased, its power would also continue to increase. It seemed to be borrowing the power of the prison-suppressing steel's bloodline. Now, the two fragments of the prison-suppressing steel had merged into one. Without a doubt, when Lu Ming used the prison-suppressing heavenly skill, its power had skyrocketed, surpassing that of the chaotic flipping sky seal. Yes, when Lu Ming used the prison-suppressing heavenly skill now, its power had surpassed that of the chaotic flipping sky seal. After all, the chaotic flipping sky seal was only a domain martial technique. However, Lu Ming had now comprehended the law of chaos, and the power of the domain martial technique could no longer keep up. Unless Lu Ming comprehended a superpower technique based on the law of chaos. However, the superpower technique required one to enter the martial sage realm and have the same power. Only by combining the same power and the law could one successfully cultivate it. In the chaos scripture, there was a superpower technique related to the law of chaos. However, it was astonishingly difficult to comprehend a superpower technique. Unless one was extremely talented, it would be difficult for an ordinary saint to comprehend it. In fact, there were superpower techniques in the 13 top sects of the Tsang state. However, Lu Ming had encountered so many saints, and none of them had succeeded in comprehending it. Otherwise, Lu Ming might not have been able to kill enemies who were of a higher realm. Lu Ming experimented for a while more before returning to the Cloud Dragon Valley to continue cultivating. In the blink of an eye, a month had passed since the treasure sorting meet. On this day, Lu Ming left the Dragon God Valley and turned into a stream of light, disappearing into the horizon. A few days later, Lu Ming arrived at the Heavenly Universe Demon Sect. He and Xian Yanqing had not seen each other for a long time and he missed him. In addition, Xian Yanqing did not appear at the treasure sorting meet, which made Lu Ming feel inexplicably worried. Since he was free now, he came to see Xian Yanqing and gave some phoenix incense wood to Xian Yanqing. Ahead, many demon mountains appeared in front of him. Stop! In front of the gate of the Heavenly Universe Demon Sect, Lu Ming was blocked by two young men. Who are you? What are you doing in the Heavenly Universe Demon Sect? One of the young men asked. I'm Lu Ming and I'm here to see Saintess Nianqing. Please inform her. Lu Ming said. What? You're Lu Ming? The two young men's faces changed as they looked at Lu Ming in surprise. Now Lu Ming was too famous in the Tsang state. Everyone in the big sects knew him. Yes, Lu Ming of the Dragon God Valley. Lu Ming nodded. I'm afraid you've come at a bad time. Our saintess is in seclusion and will not see any guests. One of the young men said. In seclusion? Lu Ming frowned and said, please inform her. If Saintess Nianqing knows I'm here, she will definitely see me. Lu Ming, I've said that our saintess is in seclusion and will not see any outsiders. Hurry up and leave. The young man said again and his face turned cold. Lu Ming frowned even more. He had been sending messages to Xian Yanqing, but it did not go out. Was he really in seclusion? But even if he was in seclusion, as long as it was not too important, it was fine to send a message. The two of you, please send a message to your sect master. I would like to pay my respects to your sect master. Lu Ming said. Chapter 1708. Lu Ming, don't be so ungrateful. The sect leader of the Heavenly Universe Demon Sect is not someone you can meet whenever you want. You should leave now. A young man berated, his tone getting worse and worse. I've already asked for a meeting, but you're trying to stop me. I can only meet the sect leader of the demon sect myself. Lu Ming's face was cold as he had lost his patience. Boom. Lu Ming took a step forward, and his powerful aura shook the two young men away. Lu Ming, how dare you make a move in the Heavenly Universe Demon Sect? You're dead meat. The two young men shouted, but they quickly retreated, not daring to stop Lu Ming. At this time, there was a sound of something breaking through the air in the distance. Several young men stepped forward, and the one in the lead was Mo Yang. What's going on? Lu Ming, is that you? Mo Yang scolded. He swept his gaze around and discovered Lu Ming. His expression changed. Senior brother Mo Yang, Lu Ming wants to see Saintess Nianqing. I said that Saintess Nianqing is in seclusion and will not see anyone, so he wants to barge in. A young man shouted. Lu Ming, how dare you? Don't think that you can do whatever you want just because you have some strength. You're still far from being arrogant in the Heavenly Universe Demon Sect. Mo Yang berated him with a cold face. Oh, so you want to fight me? Lu Ming stepped forward and said indifferently. You? Mo Yang's face turned ugly, and he retreated again and again, fear flashing in his eyes. Fight with Lu Ming? What a joke. Lu Ming could probably kill him with a slap. How would he dare? If you don't dare to fight, then get lost. I want to meet the sect leader of the demon sect. Lu Ming reprimanded and strode into the house. Stop. At this time, a voice was heard and a powerful force shrouded Lu Ming, stopping him in his tracks. Then a demonic light flashed, and a beautiful middle-aged woman appeared in front of Lu Ming. Master. When Mo Yang saw this, he hurriedly saluted and revealed a look of joy. This beautiful middle-aged woman was the master of the Sky Universe Demon Sect, Xian Yanqing's master. Lu Ming greets the sect leader of the Devil Sect. Lu Ming saluted, neither servile nor overbearing. Master, this Lu Ming is arrogant and despotic. He doesn't put our Heavenly Universe Demon Sect in his eyes at all. He wants to force his way into the Heavenly Universe Demon Sect. Master, please take him down and destroy his cultivation. As Mo Yang spoke, his eyes flashed with a cold light. Lu Ming had a calm expression on his face. He had only come to see the Sky Universe Devil Sect. He didn't believe that the sect leader of the Sky Universe Devil Sect, an overlord of a region, would act against him. If that happened, it might trigger a war between the Sky Universe Demon Sect and the Dragon God Valley. Alright, I already know about this. The Sky Universe Demon Sect master nodded and asked Mo Yang to step aside. He then looked at Lu Ming and said, You're here to see Nianqing, right? Yes, please pass the message on my behalf, sect master. Lu Ming said. I'm afraid you won't be able to see Nianqing for a while. She's already in seclusion and is focused on breaking through to the Saint Realm. She can't be disturbed. The Sky Universe Demon Sect master said. Breaking through to the Saint Realm? Lu Ming nodded and said, Then may I ask how long it will take for her to come out of seclusion? At least a year, at most 3 to 5 years. It's hard to say. If it's for Nianqing's sake, please go back. When Nianqing comes out of seclusion, I will ask her to see you. The Sky Universe Demon Sect master said. Lu Ming frowned. He had a bad feeling in his heart, but he didn't know why. He couldn't help but think of more than 3 years ago. When he came to the Sky Universe Demon Sect, he was hunted down by the Sky Universe Demon Sect on his way back. On the surface, the hunt seemed to be out of jealousy between young people, but Lu Ming had a feeling that it wasn't that simple. However, what the Sky Universe Demon Sect master said was flawless, and he couldn't find a reason to refute it. If he insisted on seeing Xian Yanqing, it would mean that he wasn't thinking about Xian Yanqing. Then I'll take my leave. If Nianqing comes out of seclusion, Please pass the message. Lu Ming said. Of course. The Sky Universe Demon Sect Master said. Thank you, Senior. Lu Ming cupped his fists, then turned and left, disappearing without a trace in the blink of an eye. Master, why didn't you take the opportunity to cripple this kid? Do you want me to bring some experts to kill this kid halfway and let him rise? He'll be a big threat to the Sky Universe Demon Sect. Mo Yang whispered. With Lu Ming's current achievements and talent, do you think the experts of Dragon God Valley would let him go out without worry? The Sky Universe Demon Sect Master said. Mo Yang's face changed and he said, Master, are you saying that there are experts secretly protecting Lu Ming? No matter what. At this time we can't alert the enemy. Let's go back. After saying that, the Sky Universe Demon Sect Master's figure disappeared. After leaving the Sky Universe Demon Sect, Lu Ming frowned. He always felt that this matter was very strange, but he couldn't put his finger on it. I hope I'm overthinking. Let's wait for Nianqing to come out of seclusion. Lu Ming thought to himself as he headed toward Dragon God Valley. After returning to Dragon God Valley, Lu Ming continued his seclusion to strengthen his foundation and prepare to break through to the Saint Realm. Time passed day after day in a hurry. In the blink of an eye, a year had passed since the treasure sorting convention. During this year, the major forces in Sangzhou were very peaceful, and Sangzhou entered a rare period of stability. The experts of the major forces seemed to have disappeared. Only some of the younger generation, those below the 7th level of the Martial Emperor realm, would go out to explore and perform their own legends. At the top of a big snow mountain in Dragon God Valley, a teenage girl with bright eyes, white teeth, and jade-like skin could be seen moving freely on the top of the mountain. A soft whip in her hand whistled out, changing unpredictably. One moment it was like a dragon, the next moment it was like a sword, the next moment it was like a long spear. The most shocking thing was that a strange aura emanated from the girl's body and shrouded the top of the snow mountain. In the vast expanse of whiteness, there was no vegetation at all on the top of the snow mountain, but there were actually small trees and grasses. The flowers and grasses were green and grew rapidly. Soon, the top of the snow mountain was covered with green plants and fresh flowers. In the wind and snow, it looked particularly out of place. Whoosh! Then the whip stopped and the girl stopped moving. She looked excitedly at a black-robed young man sitting next to her and said, Master, what do you think of Xiang's cultivation? Not bad. She has already cultivated to the 3rd level of her domain martial technique. The black-robed young man nodded with a smile on his face, but there was still a trace of amazement in the depths of his eyes. The black-robed young man was none other than Lu Ming. Xiang. More than a year ago, when Lu Ming had just returned from the 100-tribe battlefield, her cultivation had only just broken through to the spiritual god realm. However, Lu Xiang had now officially achieved the Martial Emperor realm. 10 days ago, when she had broken through to the 1st layer Martial Emperor realm, Lu Ming had taught her a domain martial technique. To his surprise, Lu Xiang had managed to cultivate it to the 3rd level in just 10 days. Her comprehension was shocking. In just a little more than a year, she had broken through to the 1st layer Martial Emperor realm from the 1st layer Spiritual God realm. Such a speed could only be described as shocking. That being said, the further she progressed, the harder it would be to cultivate and the more time she would need. Chapter 1709. There was a gap between the half-step Saint Realm and the Saint Realm that was difficult to cross. It required a lot of accumulation. In the world, there were many people who had reached the 3rd stage of the half-step Saint Realm. However, how many of them could break through to the Saint Realm? Saint Realm experts had a long lifespan. The reason why there were so many saints in the 13 top sects of the Tsang state was because of the long accumulation of time. Some people stopped at the half-step Saint Realm for decades, centuries, or even millennia. For example, the God Son was also stuck at the half-step Saint Realm for more than 10 years before entering the Saint Realm. Many of the other top 10 monstrous geniuses of the Tsang state had also been stuck at the half-step Saint Realm for a long time. Moreover, Lu Ming cultivated the law of primal chaos. It was more difficult for him to break through than ordinary people. It was normal for him to not break through for a year. Besides Lu Ming, Ming Lian's second body had also reached the 3rd stage of the half-step Saint Realm. As for Bubble, she had reached the level of the law of primal chaos not long after the treasure sorting assembly. During this period she had been cultivating in seclusion, trying to break through to the Saint Realm. Of course, Bubble's cultivation was just sleeping every day and refining the time and space crystal. Xiang, go back first. Consolidate your realm and build a solid foundation. Don't be in a hurry to break through. Lu Ming said. Yes, Master. The little girl nodded and then she soared into the sky and left. Lu Ming was still sitting cross-legged at the top of the snow mountain, motionless. He let the wind and snow fall on him as if he was detached from the world. His mind was free of nature, as if he had become one with it. Time flew by and another 7 days passed. At this moment, a deafening cry that reverberated through the sky woke Lu Ming up. Lu Ming opened his eyes and looked at the sky. In the sky, an enormous goshawk was soaring through the sky. No, it was not a real goshawk. It was a building, a huge and magnificent building. The Tsang Emperor's chamber. Lu Ming's pupils shrank. He recognized at a glance that this was the Tsang Emperor's chamber that he had seen in the Tsang Emperor's secret realm. Back then, the Azure Emperor had borrowed his supreme treasure, the Lightning Cauldron, to fight against the Soul Slayer King. The Azure Emperor had broken through the void and left, flying into the boundless void. Now, after so many years, it had appeared again. Emperor Tsang's palace flew towards the west of Tsang State at a terrifying speed. Whoosh! Whoosh! At this time, 7 to 8 figures flew out from the Dragon God Valley. Each of them was shockingly fast. They chased after Emperor Tsang's palace and disappeared in the blink of an eye. That speed was too fast. Even if Lu Ming chased after it, he definitely wouldn't be able to catch up. The Tsang Emperor's palace has reappeared? Lu Ming's heart was in turmoil. Emperor Tsang's storage ring was still in his hands. Unfortunately, there was Emperor Tsang's imprint on it, so he couldn't open it at all. I wonder how Tsang Di and Soul Extinguishing Law King are doing? This time, the appearance of Emperor Tsang's resting palace will definitely shock the entire Tsang state. I believe that the news will spread out soon. Lu Ming pondered before ending his cultivation and returning to the Cloud Dragon Valley. Sure enough, more than 10 days later, a piece of news spread across Tsang State. Emperor Tsang's resting palace had reappeared and was flying from east to west. Finally, it landed in a desert in the west. All the major sects in Tsang State were alarmed and sent out their top experts. In the end, all the sects sent their top experts into Emperor Tsang's resting palace. In the end, they actually found Emperor Tsang's corpse. This was the corpse of a demon emperor. It was incomparably precious. Every feather was a top refining material that could be refined into a terrifying sacred weapon. His flesh, blood, and bones were even more precious than many natural treasures. They could be refined into supreme medicine, and were infinitely mysterious. It could be said that a demon emperor's body was full of treasures. In the end, all the major sects started an intense competition and a series of battles broke out. In the end, the 12 major sects decided to divide the demon emperor's corpse into 12 portions. Each sect would get one portion. The demon emperor of a generation, the peerless expert who had suppressed Tsang State, was divided among the major sects after his death. However, the major sects did not find the two most precious treasures on Emperor Tsang's body. They were Emperor Tsang's realm core and his storage ring. Once a cultivator reached the martial emperor realm, they could evolve their sacred heart into a world, a real world. It was said that some peerless experts could evolve their own worlds, which were already the same as the outside world. They could reproduce on their own. It was incomparably mysterious. The worlds evolved by martial emperors were collectively known as small worlds, and the core of a small world was the realm core. It was incomparably precious and contained the inheritance of a martial emperor. But now, Emperor Tsang's realm core and storage ring were nowhere to be seen. This caused all kinds of guesses. Another half a month passed. An even more shocking piece of news exploded in Tsang State. The news said that Emperor Tsang's inheritance and storage ring had long been obtained by someone. Back then, when many people of the younger generation entered Emperor Tsang's secret realm, someone had obtained Emperor Tsang's inheritance and storage ring. That person was Lu Ming. When this news came out, the world was shaken and Lu Ming was once again pushed to the forefront of the storm. The fact that Lu Ming was the only one who had entered the core of Emperor Tsang's bedroom palace was dug up again. Following that, there was another piece of news saying that the reason why Lu Ming could rise so quickly and his battle strength was so shocking was because he had obtained Emperor Tsang's inheritance and treasures. This series of news made most people believe that Lu Ming must have obtained Emperor Tsang's inheritance and storage ring. All the major sects in Tsang State turned their attention to Dragon God Valley. Who wouldn't be tempted by Emperor Tsang's inheritance and treasures? Lu Ming, a person from a small island overseas, could rise against the heavens just because he had obtained Emperor Tsang's inheritance and treasures. If a non-Saint martial emperor could reach such a level, then what about others? A terrifying storm was brewing in Tsang State. A storm was coming. At the peak of a snowy mountain in Dragon God Valley, Lu Ming stood still with his brows tightly knitted. Who was it that said that he had obtained Emperor Tsang's storage ring? Could it be the Soul Extinguisher King? The Soul Extinguisher King is not dead? Lu Ming's heart skipped a beat. Previously, when many experts entered Emperor Tsang's palace, they only found Emperor Tsang's body, but not the Soul Extinguisher King's body. It was very likely that the Soul Extinguisher King was not dead. In the world, the Soul Extinguisher King was the only one who saw Lu Ming obtain Emperor Tsang's storage ring. Maybe it was the Soul Extinguisher King who took Emperor Tsang's world core and then spread the news. At this moment, a figure stepped on the air and landed beside Lu Ming. Master. Lu Ming bowed and cupped his fists. This person was the Cloud Dragon Valley Master. Ming, you should have heard the news from the outside world, right? The Cloud Dragon Valley Master said. Yes. Lu Ming nodded. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master pondered for a moment and said, Ming, did you obtain Emperor Tsang's inheritance and treasures? I only obtained Emperor Tsang's storage ring, but not the inheritance. Lu Ming did not hide and said directly. Chapter 17:10. You really obtained the Azure Thearchus treasure. Ming, your fortuitous opportunity is really not bad. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master's eyes lit up, and a smile appeared on his face. But soon after, his expression turned serious again. Ming, who else knows about this matter? How did it leak out? There is only one person, and that is the Soul Extinguishing King of the Evil Spirit Sect. Back then, when he fought with the Azure the Arch, Lu Ming briefly recounted what had happened when he had met the Azure the Arch and the Soul Extinguishing King. The Soul Extinguishing King and the Evil Spirit Sect are really ruthless. They are trying to instigate a civil war in Tsang's state. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master frowned. The other party had spread the news that Lu Ming had obtained the Azure Thearchus inheritance and storage ring. But in fact, Lu Ming had not obtained the Azure Thearchus inheritance at all. In this way, even if Lu Ming handed over the Azure Thearchus storage ring, it would be useless. Because if he could not hand over the Azure Thearchus inheritance, it would definitely cause a civil war in Tsang's state. This was the Evil Spirit Sect scheme. Ming, the Azure Thearchus storage ring is your own fortuitous opportunity. You should keep it well. No one can take it even if they want to. A sharp light flashed in the Cloud Dragon Valley Master's eyes. At this moment, a commotion could be heard outside the Cloud Dragon Valley. Lu Ming, come out. A voice came from afar. It's that old fellow? Lu Ming furrowed his brows. Lu Ming knew that it was the Silver Dragon Valley Master when he heard the voice. Haha, this old fellow is really fast. I want to see what he is here for. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master said coldly. Then a voice rang out. Let them in. As the voice rang out, the Cloud Dragon Valley disciples let them in. Then they saw the Silver Dragon Valley Master leading a group of people over in an aggressive manner. Yinzheng, why did you bring your men to my Cloud Dragon Valley in such an aggressive manner? The Cloud Dragon Valley Master asked. Of course I'm here for Lu Ming. The Silver Dragon Valley Master looked at Lu Ming and sneered. Lu Ming, you're really selfish. You obtained Emperor Tsang's inheritance and treasures, but you didn't say anything and kept them for yourself. Don't forget who brought you here from that desolate island. If I hadn't brought you from that desolate island to Dragon God Valley, would you still be here today? But you've obtained the Azure Emperor's inheritance and treasures, yet you want to monopolize them. Now hand them over and share them with us. The Valley Master of the Silver Dragon Valley looked at Lu Ming with a burning gaze, his eyes full of greed. The people who had come with Valley Master Silver Dragon all had burning gazes. Haha, what a joke. The Valley Master of the Cloud Dragon Valley said coldly, I can tell you that Lu Ming did not obtain Monarch Tsang's succession or treasure. Furthermore, even if Lu Ming did obtain it, it is his own fortunate encounter. No one can take it away from him. Yunruoxu stopped quibbling. Who would believe that Lu Ming did not obtain Monarch Tsang's succession or treasure? If he didn't have the inheritance and treasures of Emperor Tsang, how could a person who came from a desolate island have today's achievements? Moreover, he took out dozens of saint weapons at the treasure sorting meeting. How dare you say that he did not obtain Monarch Tsang's treasure? Yunruoxu, you want to keep it and share it with Lu Ming, right? Moreover, he only obtained it because of the sect's power. Therefore he must hand it over. The Valley Master of the Silver Dragon Valley said, his eyes flashing with a cold light. Haha, if you have to hand over the opportunity that others obtained, then why don't you hand over the opportunity that you obtained, Yinjing? Don't say that you did not obtain the opportunity. If you did not obtain the opportunity, how could you have cultivated to such a level? The Valley Master of the Cloud Dragon Valley said coldly. Any martial artist who had some achievements would more or less have some opportunities. For a top expert to be born, one's talent, hard work, and perseverance were indispensable. However, opportunities were also indispensable. Humph, the opportunity that I obtained is not comparable to Monarch Tsang's inheritance and treasure. Today Lu Ming must hand it over. The Valley Master of the Silver Dragon Valley said arrogantly. Scram. The Valley Master of the Cloud Dragon Valley stepped forward. A terrifying aura burst out from his body and pressed down on the Valley Master of the Silver Dragon Valley. Yinruoxu, what are you doing? This is the Dragon God Valley. I came here with reason. How dare you attack me? The Dragon God Valley does not belong to you alone. The Valley Master of the Silver Dragon Valley shouted. However, he was greeted by a terrifying sword radiance. The Valley Master of the Silver Dragon Valley roared and his body was covered in a bright silver light. However, the sword radiance flashed and the silver light on his body collapsed. His face was covered in blood. One of his ears had been cut off by the Valley Master of the Cloud Dragon Valley. If you don't scram, the next strike will be your head. The Valley Master of the Cloud Dragon Valley said coldly. Yinruoxu, you wait here. I'll report this to the Valley Master. The Valley Master of the Silver Dragon Valley was enraged. Fear flashed across his eyes. In the end, he did not dare to stay and left. What a clown. The Valley Master of the Cloud Dragon Valley said indifferently. He then looked at Lu Ming and said, Cultivate well. Don't think too much. With me around, no one can touch you. Lu Ming was touched. He bowed respectfully and said, Thank you, Master. There's no need to thank me. I'm your master. It's my duty to protect you. I'll take my leave first. The Valley Master of the Cloud Dragon Valley said with a smile. He then stepped into the air and left. Lu Ming continued to sit cross-legged on the peak of the snowy mountain and cultivated quietly. In the blink of an eye, another 3 days passed. On this day, an earth-shattering dragon roar was heard in the Dragon God Valley. Lu Ming woke up from his cultivation and looked in the direction of the Dragon God Valley. There, the shadow of a real dragon soared into the sky and a light screen formed. Enemy attack. A voice reverberated throughout the Dragon God Valley, breaking the silence of the Dragon God Valley. In the Dragon God Valley, countless figures soared into the sky and gathered at the entrance of the Dragon God Valley. They're fast. There was a sharp glint in Lu Ming's eyes. Swoosh. In a flash, the Valley Master of the Cloud Dragon Valley appeared beside Lu Ming. Looks like a sect is here. Let's go and take a look. The Valley Master of the Cloud Dragon Valley said. Alright. Lu Ming nodded and followed the Valley Master of the Cloud Dragon Valley to the entrance of the Dragon God Valley. When they arrived at the entrance of the Dragon God Valley, countless disciples, deacons, and elders of the Dragon God Valley looked at Lu Ming strangely. Lu Ming ignored everyone's gaze and looked ahead. At this moment, the entrance of the Dragon God Valley was covered by a light screen. This was the sect protection array of the Dragon God Valley. Outside the Dragon God Valley, there were a few huge battleships. Then figures flew out from the battleships. There were at least tens of thousands of people on the battleships. Each of them had a powerful aura. They were all experts. There were mainly two groups of people. One group was dressed in white robes and the other was dressed in black robes. Heavenly Divinity Sect and Heavenly Universe Demon Sect. At the front of the Heavenly Universe Demon Sect was the Sect Master of the Heavenly Universe Demon Sect. The Sect Masters of the Heavenly Divinity Sect and Heavenly Universe Demon Sect are here. What a big lineup. The Valley Master of the Cloud Dragon Valley said coldly. Chapter 17:11. In the Dragon God Valley, an old man in a snow-white robe stepped forward and brought his fists together. Why have you two come with such great fanfare? This elder was the Valley Master of the Ice Dragon Valley and the entire Divine Dragon Valley. Ice old man, stop playing dumb. I heard that Emperor Tsang's inheritance and treasure were obtained by Lu Ming of the Divine Dragon Valley. Ask him to hand it over. It's not something that he can take alone. It's not something that your Divine Dragon Valley can take either. The Sect Master of the Heavenly God Sect spoke in a deep and majestic voice. So you're here for Emperor Tsang's inheritance and storage ring. Lu Ming squinted his eyes and looked at the Sect Master of the Sky Demon Sect. There was a surge of anger in his heart. The Heavenly God Sect was one thing, but the Sky Demon Sect and the Heavenly God Sect were the first to arrive. In the past, Lu Ming had tolerated and restrained the Sky Demon Sect for the sake of Xian Yanqing. However, the Sky Demon Sect had been pushing their luck. It wasn't the first time that they had attacked him. The Sect Master of the Sky Demon Sect knew about his relationship with Xian Yanqing. However, he didn't care about it and came together with the Heavenly God sect. This made Lu Ming's heart cold and his killing intent even colder. Since that was the case, he didn't need to restrain himself when he met the Sky Demon sect in the future. Haha, the two of you, where did you hear this rumor from? How can the two of you believe in something that is made up out of nothing? You even brought so many experts from both sections. What a joke. The Valley Master of the Cloud Dragon Valley walked out and laughed. Whether it's groundless rumors, whether it's true or not, as long as we search Lu Ming's soul, we will know. The sect master of the Sky Demon sect said indifferently. What a joke. You think you can search his soul just because you want to? Then come over here and let me search your soul. The Valley Master of the Cloud Dragon Valley said coldly as he stared at the sect master of the Sky Demon sect. You're being unreasonable. If you don't allow me to search your soul, it means that you have Emperor Tsang's inheritance and treasure. I advise you to hand it over. The Divine Dragon Valley can't stop or protect it. The Master of the Sky Universe Demon sect said coldly. That's right, Valley Master. I suggest that we hand over Lu Ming. Otherwise, the Divine Dragon Valley will be in danger. We can't implicate the entire Divine Dragon Valley because of one Lu Ming. Silver Dragon Valley Master suggested to Ice Dragon Valley Master. Shut up. Valley Master Yun Long suddenly turned around and looked coldly at Valley Master Silver Dragon. Valley Master, you see. Valley Master Silver Dragon's expression changed and he continued to speak to Valley Master Ice Dragon. Alright, Lu Ming is a disciple of our Divine Dragon Valley. Whether or not he has obtained Emperor Tsang's inheritance and treasures, our Divine Dragon Valley has the obligation to protect him. Don't say anything about this matter. Ice Dragon Valley Master's words made Yin Zheng's face turn ugly. The Tsang Emperor was the ruler of the Tsang province back then. His inheritance and treasures shouldn't be enjoyed by one person or one sect alone. They should be shared among all the sects in the Tsang province. You'd better hand them over. The sect master of the Heavenly Divine sect said. Ah, what a joke. Putting aside the fact that Lu Ming didn't get it, even if he did, it's his own opportunity. According to what you've said, all the resources of the Heavenly Divine sect come from the Tsang province. How can it be enjoyed by the Heavenly Divine sect alone? Hand it over and share it with everyone in the Tsang province. Valley Master Yun Long sneered. The sect master of the Heavenly Divine sect said coldly, how can you compare this matter? If Lu Ming doesn't hand over Emperor Tsang's inheritance and treasures, your Divine Dragon Valley will be destroyed and removed from the Tsang province. Everyone will be buried with him. As soon as the sect master of the Heavenly Divine sect and the Heavenly Universe Demon sect said, a terrifying aura burst out from their bodies. The atmosphere became extremely oppressive. The aura of so many people was too strong. Also, it's useless even if you hide in the Divine Dragon Valley. The families and families of your Divine Dragon Valley disciples are scattered all over the Tsang province. I don't mind sending people to exterminate them. The sect master of the Heavenly Divine sect said. Everyone in the Divine Dragon Valley was enraged, but they were also worried. Despicable and shameless. As the sect master of a sect, you're despicable and shameless. You're just like the Divine Sun. Lu Ming shouted. The sect master of the Heavenly Divine sect looked at Lu Ming coldly. Lu Ming had killed the Divine Sun Luo Shuihan. How could he let Lu Ming off so easily? You're breaking the rules. Valley Master Yun Long said. Even if two sects were to fight, they wouldn't implicate the families and families of their disciples. This was the unspoken rule of the martial world. Otherwise it would be a mess. The rules are set by the strong. The sect master of the Heavenly Divine sect said arrogantly. Good, very good. Since that's the case, I'll kill every disciple of the Heavenly Divine sect I see. Valley Master Yun Long revealed a rare murderous intent. Yun Ruoxu, I'm afraid you don't have the ability to do so. The sect master of the Heavenly Universe Demon sect said coldly. Is that so? Valley Master Yun Long said. He then took a step forward and appeared outside of the Divine Dragon Valley's protective array. A long sword appeared in his hand. Brr. Valley Master Yun Long let out a deafening dragon roar. Let's see what you're capable of as a sect master. Valley Master Yun Long said. Then, a terrifying sword radiance slashed towards the sect master of the Heavenly Divine sect. Yun Ruoxu, I'd like to see what you're capable of after not fighting for so many years. A divine punishment spear appeared in the sect master's hand. The long spear pierced through the air. It was 100,000 feet long and it looked as though it could shatter the void. Boom. The sword radiance and the long spear clashed. Heaven and earth roared. Terrifying energy waves caused the void to tremble violently. The ground was struck by the energy waves and deep gullies appeared. Some of the energy waves flew towards the Divine Dragon Valley but were blocked by the protective array. Back off. Many experts from the Sky Universe Demon Sect and Heavenly Divine Sect retreated. They were afraid of being affected. Only the sect master of the Sky Universe Demon Sect stood still. Cloud Dragon Emergence. Valley Master Yunlong waved his sword and a huge true dragon appeared. It roared and charged towards the sect master of the Heavenly Divine Sect. The sect master of the Heavenly Divine Sect shone with holy light. The holy light condensed into a huge god. The god stepped on the void and held a long spear in his hand. He stabbed towards the huge dragon. The two of them clashed again. The entire sky was about to be pierced through. Many people watched in shock. Such a great battle was too shocking. Valley Master Yunlong is so powerful. This is too shocking. Is Valley Master Yunlong an absolute saint? God, Valley Master Yunlong is an absolute saint. Discussions broke out in the Divine Dragon Valley. The other disciples of the Divine Dragon Valley were shocked. Among the 7 valleys of the Divine Dragon Valley, Cloud Dragon Valley had the least number of people. They had always thought that Valley Master Yunlong was the weakest. The other Dragon Valleys didn't take Cloud Dragon Valley seriously. They subconsciously thought that Valley Master Yunlong wasn't that powerful. Other than Valley Master Yunlong, the other Valley Masters of the 7 valleys of the Divine Dragon Valley were all supreme saints. Before this, most of the disciples of the Divine Dragon Valley thought that Valley Master Yunlong was also a supreme saint. They had never thought that Valley Master Yunlong was an absolute saint. Cloud Dragon Emergence. Chapter 17:12. Valley Master Yunlong waved his sword and 3 real dragons appeared. Each of them was extremely terrifying as they charged towards the sect master of the Sky God Sect. The sect master of the Sky God Sect looked solemn as he circulated his dharma and fought with Valley Master Yunlong. Dragon roars could be heard as long spears pierced through the air. The battle was getting more and more intense. What was shocking was that after 10 moves, the sect master of the Sky God Sect was at a disadvantage. This left everyone dumbfounded. You come in too. Valley Master Yunlong's voice could be heard from the endless sword radiance. A real dragon roared and pounced towards the sect master of the Sky Universe Demon Sect. Valley Master Yunlong wanted to fight the sect master of the Sky Universe Demon Sect and the sect master of the Sky God Sect at the same time. As you wish. The sect master of the Sky Universe Demon Sect said coldly. Demonic light shot up into the sky and covered half of the sky with demonic light. She waved her hands and endless black demonic lotuses appeared and charged towards Valley Master Yunlong. 9 Cloud Dragon Manifestations. Valley Master Yunlong's voice could be heard again as 9 real dragons appeared. Each of these real dragons was formed by endless sword radiance. They were extremely terrifying and each of them had earth-shattering power. The 3 experts fought crazily and it was hard to determine the winner. Many people gasped. Valley Master Yunlong was too powerful. He was fighting 2 sect masters alone and it was hard to determine the winner. How many people in the Tsang state had such combat strength? Among everyone, Yin Zheng's face was the worst. He clenched his fists tightly and his body trembled. His face was pale and his eyes were filled with disbelief. He had never imagined that the Cloud Dragon Valley Master had already reached such a level. From the looks of it, the Cloud Dragon Valley Master had not used much of his strength when they fought previously. Otherwise, the Cloud Dragon Valley Master would have been able to kill him with a single strike. Damn it. This guy has kept a low profile for so many years and his strength has reached such a terrifying level. Yin Jing roared in his heart. The experts of the Sky Universe Demon Sect and the Sky God Sect were also shocked. Lu Ming was also shocked. Although he had guessed that Valley Master Yunlong might be an absolute saint expert, Valley Master Yunlong's strength was still beyond his imagination. The battle continued. The 3 of them fought high up in the sky. Only endless light could be seen flashing, but the 3 of them could not be seen at all. After fighting intensely for a while, a terrifying explosion rang out. The light dissipated and 3 figures appeared. The sect masters of the Heavenly God Sect and the Sky Universe Demon Sect stood side by side. Their expressions were extremely gloomy. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master wielded a long sword, his battle intent soaring to the heavens. At this moment, the Valley Master of the Cloud Dragon Valley was no longer that gentle old man. Instead, he was a powerful being who dominated the world. His sword shone with a chilling light. If I want to kill someone, none of you can stop me. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master said confidently. The sect master of the Heavenly God sect had the worst expression. If he gave the order to deal with the family members of the Dragon God Valley's disciples, then the Valley Master of the Cloud Dragon Valley could slaughter the other disciples of the Celestial God sect. They could not stop him. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master was too strong. Rumble. At this moment, another intense rumbling sound came from the distant sky. A huge warship quickly flew over and stopped not too far away. Then, a large number of figures flew out from the warship. Every single one of them was dressed in green robes, and a poisonous aura emanated from their bodies. The sect masters of the Sky Universe Demon Sect and the Heavenly God Sect were overjoyed. The experts of the Desire Poison Sect had arrived. The person leading the Desire Poison Sect was an old man. He was the sect master of the Desire Poison Sect. Today is really lively. The Desire Poison Sect master stepped forward and stood together with the sect masters of the Sky Universe Demon Sect and the Sky God Sect. You guys have gone too far. The Ice Dragon Valley Master stepped forward and appeared beside the Cloud Dragon Valley Master. A terrifying aura erupted from him. He was also an absolute saint. The 5 absolute saints faced each other in the sky. Their auras were extremely oppressive. Everyone looked on nervously. The sect masters of the Heavenly God Sect and the other sects seemed to be discussing telepathically. After a while, the sect master of the Heavenly God Sect said, "You can protect Lu Ming for now, but you can't protect him forever. Disciples of the Heavenly God Sect, listen up. Retreat 100 miles and set up camp. Once Lu Ming comes out or the other disciples of the Dragon God Valley, take him down." Yes. The experts of the Heavenly God Sect obeyed. Disciples of the Sky Universe Demon Sect, listen up. Retreat 100 miles and set up camp. Disciples of the Desire Poison Sect, listen up. The sect masters of the Sky Universe Demon Sect and the Desire Poison Sect ordered the experts of the 2 sects to retreat 100 miles and surround the Dragon God Valley. The experts of the 3 sects retreated slowly. Then the sect masters of the 3 sects glanced coldly at Lu Ming and retreated as well. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master and the Ice Dragon Valley Master looked at each other. Both of them looked worried. Disciples of the Dragon God Valley, listen up. Send experts to set up camp around the Dragon God Valley to prevent any sneak attacks. The Ice Dragon Valley Master ordered. Minger, go back. Don't think too much about this. They can't do anything to you. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master appeared beside Lu Ming and said gently, "Yes, Master." Lu Ming nodded and walked toward the Cloud Space Valley. However, he clenched his fists tightly and a cold light flashed in his eyes. This situation was difficult to break out of. Even if he handed over the Tsang Thearka's storage ring, the Heavenly Divine Sect and the other sects wouldn't let it go. It was rumored that he had obtained the Tsang Thearka's inheritance. But in fact he didn't have it at all. There was no way he could hand it over. This must have been news from the Evil Spirit Sect. The Evil Spirit Sect knew that Lu Ming didn't have the inheritance and couldn't hand it over. Therefore the sects of the Tsang state were bound to clash. Even if Lu Ming went to explain, no one would believe him. "I'm still too weak. I must enter the Sage State as soon as possible." Lu Ming's eyes were determined. However, entering the Sage State was a huge hurdle. If he didn't have enough experience, it would be too difficult to cross it in a short time. After returning to the Cloud Space Valley, Lu Ming fell into deep thought. "I have to give it a try," Lu Ming muttered. He thought of a way to enter the Sage State in a short time. That was to fuse the main body and the second body into one, and then fuse them back into one. The Twin Life Forbidden Art mentioned that the main body and the second body could be merged again. But once merged, it would be impossible to cultivate the second body in the future. This was a great loss. With the second body he could do many things. Moreover, the second body was like having an extra life. If the main body was killed, he could still survive in the second body. But now, if he wanted to enter the Sage State in a short time, he had to merge the main body and the second body. With the accumulation of the main body and the second body, the merging of the two was enough to break through to the Sage State. In the current situation, if he didn't have the cultivation of the Sage State, it would be difficult to protect himself. If he reached the Sage State, his combat strength would skyrocket. Let's do it. Chapter 17:13. Lu Ming's main body and second body cast the Twin Life Forbidden Art at the same time. Their bodies glowed as if they were resonating with each other. Slowly, the bodies of the main body and the second body merged together. It was as if the two bodies were overlapping. Of course, the process was slow and couldn't be completed in one go. It needed time. Because it wasn't just the physical body that was fused. It also involved the soul and cultivation. It was very complicated. Time passed day by day. Outside the Dragon God Valley, the Heavenly Divine Sect, Empyrean Demon Sect and Desire Poison Sect were stationed there. They surrounded the Dragon God Valley, preventing the disciples of the Dragon God Valley from entering or leaving. In the blink of an eye, 3 months had passed. The 3 sects were still stationed outside the Dragon God Valley. They had no intention of leaving. At the same time, the atmosphere in the Dragon God Valley was getting more and more tense. With the 3 sects blocking the exit, would the people of the Dragon God Valley be trapped for the rest of their lives? At this moment, a voice was heard in the Dragon God Valley, calling for Lu Ming to be handed over. Lu Ming is selfish. He obtained Emperor Tsang's inheritance and treasures and kept them for himself. In the end, he wants others to pay for him? There are so many people in the Dragon God Valley. How can we be implicated by Lu Ming? He obtained benefits and now he wants others to die with him. He hid and didn't show himself. Why is he implicating the entire Dragon God Valley? Hand over Lu Ming and the Dragon God Valley will be safe again. Such voices were getting louder and louder. Many people slowly shifted their anger to Lu Ming. They felt that Lu Ming was selfish. He had benefited from it, and when something happened in the end, he went into hiding and asked others to foot the bill for him. On what basis? Lu Ming, let's see how long you can hide. Silver Dragon Valley Master Yin Zheng sneered. This kind of voice was naturally spread by Yin Zheng's men in secret. Slowly, the other disciples of the Dragon God Valley were incited. They surrounded the Cloud Dragon Valley and demanded Lu Ming to be handed over. Get out of my sight. At the entrance of the Cloud Dragon Valley, Yang Tianzong's aura was so strong that everyone was shocked. Tian Chui, Xuanixin and the others stood beside Yang Tianzong, blocking the entrance of the Cloud Dragon Valley. What are you doing? Were they going to bully the other disciples of the Dragon Valley just because they were stronger? Although the Cloud Dragon Valley Master's cultivation is strong, he can't be lawless, right? That's right. Is Valley Master Yun Long going to use his cultivation to protect his own disciple and disregard the lives of the other disciples of the Divine Dragon Valley? Kill all the other disciples of the Dragon Valley if you can. Icy voices could be heard from the crowd. If you have the guts, come out and speak. Yang Tianzong's eyes were like lightning as he scanned the crowd. Those who were caught by his gaze shuddered. Humph, although the Cloud Dragon Valley Master's cultivation is powerful, there are so many of us. We may not be afraid of you. That voice came from the crowd again. Sowing dissension, you deserve to die. Yang Tianzong shouted. Suddenly his body flashed and he leaped into the crowd. Following which 2 blood-curdling screams rang out as 2 figures flew out of the crowd and crashed heavily onto the ground. They were 2 young men in silver robes and one of them was Yin Zisong. As expected, it's your Silver Dragon Valley that's trying to sow discord. You guys have ulterior motives and deserve death. Tian Chui shouted. What are you doing? Is Cloud Dragon Valley rebelling? First you covered up for Lu Ming. Now you can't even talk about it. If you do, you'll kill them. Does Divine Dragon Valley belong to Cloud Dragon Valley now? Yin Zisong yelled. How dare you try to sow discord? I'll cripple you. Yang Tianzong's eyes were cold as he walked towards Yin Zisong. Stop. A loud roar was heard as the Valley Master of Silver Dragon Valley, Yin Zheng, stepped into the air and said coldly, Don't go overboard. They're just saying something fair. What bullshit fair? I think you're the one who said it, you old dog. You're trying to kill my junior brother Lu Ming. Tian Chui scolded. How dare you? How dare you? Yin Zheng shouted. Humph, don't take advantage of your seniority. If you have the guts, be arrogant in front of my master. I've already sent a message to my master and he'll be here soon. Yang Tianzong said. Yin Zheng's expression changed drastically. Fear flashed in his eyes as he said, It seems that your Cloud Dragon Valley is oppressing others with force and completely disregards the other Dragon Valleys. I reckon that in your heart, the weight of all the other Dragon Valleys added together is not as important as your Cloud Dragon Valley, right? If that's the case, I have nothing to say. Kill the people of Silver Dragon Valley if you want to. Having said that, Yin Zheng waved his sleeves and left the place. The other Dragon Valley disciples' faces darkened. That old man is extremely cunning. He deserves to be killed. Xuanixin gritted her teeth. Yin Zheng's words were to sow discord between the other Dragon Valleys and Cloud Dragon Valley. He wanted to use the other Dragon Valleys to force Cloud Dragon Valley to hand over Lu Ming. Under such circumstances they could not kill Yin Zisong and the others. Otherwise, there would be internal strife in Divine Dragon Valley. Get lost. Yang Tianzong threw Yin Zisong and Xuaningxin out. The conflict in Divine Dragon Valley was getting worse. Lu Ming was still in seclusion in the mountain river diagram. After 3 months, the bodies of Lu Ming's main body and second body had completely merged into one and they had become one. Boom. At this moment, a loud boom came from Lu Ming's body. His soul had also merged into one at this moment. The merging of the two souls caused Lu Ming's soul power to skyrocket. It was not as simple as 1 + 1 = 2. Instead, it was several times stronger. Saint Heart condense. When Lu Ming's soul merged into one, Lu Ming felt that it was time to break through to the Saint realm. He roared and the power of the laws flowed. He began to use the power of the laws to refine his true origin and condense his Saint Heart. Strangely, there were 2 types of laws flowing on Lu Ming's body. The law of primal chaos and the law of array flowed without interfering with each other. One refined the true origin while the other refined the spiritual fire. In Lu Ming's mind, the bright spiritual fire gathered into a ball and rushed toward Lu Ming's dantian. Finally, the spiritual fire entered Lu Ming's dantian and floated near the spiritual god. Then it began to tumble. Under the effect of the law of array, it began to transform into a Saint Heart. At the same time, the spiritual god began to change. In the spiritual god, there was an illusory figure that slowly separated from the spiritual god. Could be seen that this illusory figure looked exactly like the spiritual god in Lu Ming. This was Lu Ming's soul. Before reaching the Saint realm, a person's soul did not have a physical body. In other words, it did not have a soul at all. It only had spiritual will. However, after a martial artist broke through to the spiritual god realm, his spiritual will would merge with the spiritual god and begin to nurture his soul. In fact, the biggest use of the spiritual god was to nurture one's soul. This was very similar to the spiritual fire. The spiritual fire also had the effect of nurturing one's soul. Chapter 17:14. As one's cultivation increased, one's soul would become stronger and stronger. It was said that when one reached a certain level, even if one's physical body was destroyed, one's soul would still exist in the world. One could even use the energy of heaven and earth to condense a physical body at any time. At this level, one would truly reach the realm of immortality and indestructibility. As long as one's soul was not destroyed, one would not die. However, Lu Ming still had a long way to go before he could reach this realm. As he had just broken through to the Saint realm, his soul had just taken shape. It could not even leave his body as it would be torn apart by the energy of heaven and earth. The soul was completely different from the spiritual deity. The spiritual deity was actually condensed from true essence. However, the soul was not. It was nurtured by Lu Ming's spiritual will. It was extremely mysterious and had something to do with the mystery of immortality. Slowly, the soul left the spiritual deity and turned into a beam of light. It rushed into Lu Ming's sea of consciousness and sat down cross-legged in it. After the soul left the spiritual deity began to transform into a sacred heart under the effect of the primal chaos law. The sacred heart used the law as its core and sacred energy as its foundation. In the future, as the law became stronger, the sacred heart could evolve into a small world. Time passed slowly. In the blink of an eye, another half a month had passed. 2 sacred hearts appeared in Lu Ming's dantian. One of them was filled with primal chaos chi as if it was nurturing a universe. As for the other one, it was covered with strange runes. When one looked at it, one would feel as if they would sink into it and be unable to extricate themselves. I actually have 2 sacred hearts. Lu Ming himself was dumbfounded. As far as he knew, other people, regardless of whether they cultivated the inscription Tao or the martial Tao, only had 1 sacred heart. This was because a person could only comprehend 1 law at the half-saint realm. In fact, a person could only comprehend 1 law at the martial sage realm. Only when one reached the martial emperor realm would one be able to comprehend multiple laws. As for the sacred heart, it was condensed from the law as the foundation. As Lu Ming cultivated the twin life restriction, his main body and second body each comprehended a law. Thus, after they merged, he cultivated 2 sacred hearts. The 2 saint hearts were like twins, revolving around each other and spinning non-stop. Then won't I be able to cultivate 2 small worlds in the future? Lu Ming's eyes lit up. Hoo-hoo. At this moment, Lu Ming felt a gust of wind blowing around him. Endless smoke suddenly appeared and enveloped Lu Ming. At this moment, Lu Ming felt as if he had entered a strange place. Even the environment around him had changed. This is the inner demon tribulation of the Saint realm. Lu Ming's expression changed. Of course, there was also a great tribulation when breaking through to the Saint Realm. However, the great tribulation of the Saint Realm was not the same as before. It was not the thunder tribulation but the inner demon tribulation. The inner demon tribulation was even more terrifying than the thunder tribulation. Everyone had their own inner demons. If they couldn't overcome the inner demon tribulation, they would vanish into thin air under the inner demon tribulation. Since ancient times, countless geniuses had failed to overcome the inner demon tribulation and died under it. However, Lu Ming had gone through 9 lifetimes in the Reincarnation Emperor's tomb in the 100 Tribes battlefield. His mind was firm and refined. The tribulation of the inner demon could not affect him at all. In just half a day, Lu Ming had successfully overcome the inner demon tribulation. When Lu Ming transcended the mental demon tribulation, there was a mysterious force in heaven and earth that surged into Lu Ming's body. This was within the mountain-river diagram, but this force directly passed through the mountain-river diagram. At this moment, the spiritual energy and vital essence in Lu Ming's body began to change qualitatively and began to transform into saint power. Then in the mountain and river diagram, endless origin chi gathered toward Lu Ming's body. Origin stones, I need a lot of origin stones. Lu Ming's mind stirred and piles of primordial stones appeared. They exploded one after another, turning into extremely rich primordial chi that surged into Lu Ming's body. It was constantly refined into wisps of sacred power. There was more and more saint power in Lu Ming's body. Not long after, the original mental strength and vital essence had been completely transformed into saint power. However, the absorption of primordial chi did not stop. Primordial chi was constantly being absorbed and transformed into saint power. Lu Ming had 2 saint hearts. The saint power produced by the 2 saint hearts was too strong. At the same time, he needed more origin stones. Lu Ming did not know how many origin stones he had devoured. There were at least billions of mid-grade origin stones. At this moment, the saint power in Lu Ming's body reached a state of saturation. The Saint Realm. Lu Ming had finally entered the Saint Realm and become a saint. Although he was only at the initial Bright Saint Realm, it was a qualitative change from before. It was on a completely different level. Is this saint power? It's so powerful. Lu Ming carefully sensed the boundless sacred power in his body. He felt that it was filled with boundless power. It was many times stronger than before. Saint power was much stronger than vital essence. With the same amount, saint power was at least 10 times stronger than vital essence. This was a qualitative change. It was no wonder that the saint realm was so powerful. If one was not a saint, it was almost impossible to cross realms and kill a saint. Unless one was like Lu Ming, with extremely powerful laws and spiritual bodies, they could do it. Otherwise, once the saint power was unleashed, vital essence would not be able to withstand it. Also, what level has my soul power reached? Lu Ming carefully felt the soul in his sea of consciousness. He felt that his soul power had increased by dozens of times compared to before. He had a feeling that if he used the divine sword art now, he could easily tear apart the soul of a great Bright Saint Realm or even a peak Bright Saint Realm expert. With this upgrade, Lu Ming's combat ability had undergone a huge change. He had achieved a qualitative breakthrough. If Lu Ming had broken through normally, there would not have been such a huge improvement. The main thing was that his main body had merged with his second body. Not only had his soul power increased, but he had also cultivated 2 saint hearts. Therefore Lu Ming could not estimate it. Perhaps this is a blessing in disguise. There was a glint in Lu Ming's eyes. Now that I have broken through to the saint realm, I should be able to enter the Chaos Palace. Lu Ming's face was filled with anticipation. Previously, when he obtained the Chaos Scripture in the Chaos Palace, Tui had told him that if he wanted their help, he had to at least break through to the Saint Realm and become a saint. Now Lu Ming had broken through to the Saint Realm. Although Tui, Goldie, and the rest were puppets, their strength was unfathomable. If he could get their help, then it would not be difficult to solve the Dragon God Valley siege. With a thought, the Chaos Token appeared in his hand. Then, boundless saint power poured into the Chaos Token. The Chaos Token buzzed and emitted a dazzling glow. Then a beam of light formed and shrouded Lu Ming. Lu Ming felt as though he was being carried by an irresistible force. It was as though he was shuttling through the void toward a certain place. After an unknown period of time, the space shook. Lu Ming found that he had arrived at a grand hall. He had finally returned to the Chaos Palace. In front of him, the space rippled and several figures appeared. It was Tui, Goldie, and the rest. Young Lord. When Tui, Goldie, and the rest saw Lu Ming, they bowed to Lu Ming. Seniors, it's been a long time. Lu Ming returned the greeting. Young Lord has finally broken through to the Saint Realm. Chapter 17:15. Lu Ming was secretly shocked. Back then, when he was still a spiritual god, he felt that Tui was unfathomable and unfathomable when he met him. Now that he saw him again, he still had the same feeling. However, Lu Ming was even happier. The stronger Tui and the others were, the more help they would be to him. Seniors, now that Lu Ming has broken through to the Saint Realm, can you go out and help Lu Ming? Lu Ming asked. Tui, Goldie, and the others looked at each other. Then Tui shook his head and said, Young master, we could in the past, but I'm afraid we can't now. Why not? Lu Ming's expression changed. Because you're not the only young master of the Primal Chaos Palace. Tui sighed. I'm not the only one? What does that mean? Lu Ming was puzzled. Could it be that there was another person who met the requirements after Lu Ming and passed the test? However, the Primal Chaos scripture had already been passed down to Lu Ming. Even if someone came later, they shouldn't be able to obtain the Primal Chaos scripture, right? How did they become the young master of the Primal Chaos Palace? Young master, another person came after you. However, this person didn't come because he cultivated 5 different intents or domains, but because of his physique. This person's physique is the chaotic body. Goldie explained. Chaotic body? Lu Ming was shocked. The chaotic body was only a legendary physique. Could there really be such a physique in the world? It's really unbelievable. It's hard to find a chaotic body even after countless years. In fact, the Primal Chaos Emperor had the chaotic body back then, so the chaotic body was the most suitable to inherit the Primal Chaos Emperor's legacy. However, because the Primal Chaos scripture had already been obtained by the young master, the chaotic body didn't obtain the Primal Chaos scripture. However, this person has the chaotic body. It's hard to find one even after countless years. He's too compatible with the Primal Chaos Emperor back then. Since he came here, all of us discussed and made him one of the young masters of the Primal Chaos Palace. Therefore, only one of you can truly control the Primal Chaos Palace in the future. Tui explained. In that case, I'll have to compete with the chaotic body in the future and the winner will be able to control the Primal Chaos Palace? Lu Ming said. That's right. Only the victor between the two of you will be able to truly control Primal Chaos Palace. Therefore, before the victor is decided, we will not leave with either of you nor will we help either of you. Dui Dao. Lu Ming felt helpless. He didn't expect to encounter such a situation. He knew that the chaotic body was the same as the Chaos Emperor's constitution. It was most suitable for inheriting the Chaos Emperor and controlling the Chaos Hall. If Lu Ming had not arrived first and obtained the Chaos Scripture, Tui and the others would have definitely chosen the chaotic body. Young master, let me warn you. The chaotic body's current cultivation is far greater than the young master's, and his battle prowess is greater. He's invincible among those at the same level. He hasn't obtained the chaotic scripture, but because he possesses the chaotic body, he has cultivated the laws of chaos. His objective is to steal the chaotic scripture from the young master. Tui reminded. Tui, don't cross the line. Our principle is not to help either side. Gold One reminded from the side. I'm just giving a casual reminder. I have no intention of helping. Alright, young master, I'll send you back now. I hope that the next one to come will still be the young master. Tui Dao smiled before waving his hand. A powerful force acted on Lu Ming's body, and Lu Ming disappeared from Primal Chaos Palace. Tui, you seem to favor Lu Ming more? Gold One's body was golden like a statue. His voice was cold and emotionless. No. Tui Dao shook his head and sighed. We have waited for countless years and finally, Lu Ming has inherited the ancestor's legacy. However, we never thought that another chaotic body would appear. I never thought that another chaotic body would appear after the ancestor. Such a heaven-defying constitution just has to appear at this moment. It looks like a great era is upon us. The 2 worlds of the Tianyuan world will probably usher in a golden age. That's right. Let's see what happens. If Lu Ming really encounters the chaotic body, he will probably be defeated. However, this child's fortune is so great that even you and I can't see through his fate. I'm afraid it won't be that simple. Let's just watch. Following Gold One's words, the hall fell silent. Lu Ming felt the world spin. Before long, he returned to the mountain river diagram. Chaotic body, huh? Lu Ming murmured as battle intent filled his eyes. This trip had indeed exceeded Lu Ming's expectations. He originally thought that he could ask Tui Dao and the others for help, but from the looks of it, he could only rely on himself. Then let's have a good battle. Lu Ming murmured before exiting the mountain river diagram. He walked out of the Cloud Dragon Valley. When Lu Ming arrived at the entrance of the Cloud Dragon Valley, he discovered a large number of people gathered there. Lu Ming has come out. Someone hollered. Everyone's gaze was on Lu Ming. He finally couldn't hold it in any longer and came out. He enjoyed the treasures alone, but he hid himself, leaving the danger to us so that we could take it for him. What? He's selfish and doesn't care about the lives of the others in the Divine Dragon Valley. I've never seen such a shameless person. Ask him to hand over Emperor Tsang's inheritance and treasures to resolve the crisis of the Divine Dragon Valley. Someone in the crowd yelled, causing the crowd to be enraged. Trying to sow discord again. Yang Tianzong's eyes were sharp. Swoosh. At that instant, Lu Ming's figure suddenly dashed out and grabbed a young man in a silver robe by the neck and lifted him up. It's the Silver Dragon Valley again, trying to sow discord again. Die. Lu Ming's voice was cold. Lu Ming, what are you doing? Can't we talk about what you've done? If you're so capable, kill everyone in the Divine Dragon Valley. The disciple of the Silver Dragon Valley yelled. That's right, Lu Ming, let him go. Don't think that you can do whatever you want just because of your cultivation. The other disciples of the Divine Dragon Valley yelled. Selfish person, I'll take you down now and hand you over to the Heavenly God sect. At that instant, a figure suddenly appeared behind Lu Ming and grabbed at Lu Ming's shoulder. It was a white-haired old man with a formidable cultivation. His hand was emitting a strong sacred aura and sacred force. He was an expert at the peak bright sacred realm. It was obvious that an elder of the Silver Dragon Valley had taken advantage of the crowd's anger to take Lu Ming down so that the crowd could hand Lu Ming over to the Heavenly God sect. His hand was extremely quick as it approached Lu Ming at a shocking speed. He did not believe that Lu Ming could dodge it. Lu Ming's strength was strong as he had killed the God's Son at the treasure pedestal. However, the God's Son was only at the greater bright sacred realm and he was at the peak of the bright sacred realm. Lu Ming would not be able to dodge the sudden attack. However, at the next moment his pupils suddenly constricted. This was because at this moment, Lu Ming suddenly turned around and looked at him with a sharp gaze. The next moment he felt a tearing pain coming from the soul in his sea of consciousness. Bang. Chapter 17:16. Boom. The ground shook violently and the entire Cloud Dragon Valley seemed to be shaking. The hard ice layer on the ground shattered and the elder from Silver Dragon Valley created a large hole in the ground. He lay there and spat out mouthfuls of blood. His body twitched like a dead dog. At this moment the entire place was silent. Everyone widened their eyes and looked at the scene in disbelief. Many people felt as if something was stuck in their throats. Their mouths squirmed but they couldn't say a word. This was because many people recognized that this old man was an extremely powerful elder of the Silver Dragon Valley. He was at the peak of the Bright Sage realm. However, he was like a dead dog in Lu Ming's hands, unable to withstand a single blow. Lu Ming, this was too perverted. Even Yang Tianzong, Tian Shui and the others were dumbfounded. Who else wants to fight? Lu Ming's eyes were like lightning as he looked around. Those who were looked at by Lu Ming were shocked and broke out in cold sweat. Lu Ming, you can only fight your own people here. Go fight the people from Heavenly Divinity Sect and Heavenly Universe Demon Sect if you can. A young man in a silver robe mustered up his courage and shouted. Lu Ming looked at him and the young man shrank back. He avoided looking at Lu Ming and didn't dare to look at him. Looks like you're quite brave. Alright, do you want to come with me? Lu Ming said coldly. The young man stammered. Shut up if you don't have the guts. Lu Ming hollered. He then soared into the air and flew out of the Divine Dragon Valley. Is Lu Ming really going to fight the people from Heavenly Divinity Sect, Heavenly Universe Demon Sect and Poison Sect? Let's go and take a look. The crowd followed Lu Ming out of Dragon Valley. Yang Tianzong, Tian Shui and the others looked at each other and followed. The entrance of the Dragon God Valley was guarded by many experts of the Dragon God Valley. The 7 Valley Masters of the Dragon God Valley were all here. Lu Ming attracted a lot of attention as soon as he arrived. Ming, you've made a breakthrough? The Valley Master of the Cloud Dragon Valley landed his gaze on Lu Ming. His eyes lit up and he was pleasantly surprised. Yes, Master. I just made a breakthrough. Lu Ming nodded. Good. You're indeed the one who killed the Divine Sun. Ice Dragon Valley Master walked over with a smile on his face. Master, Valley Master, I have a plan that might be able to stop the 3 sects. Afterward, Lu Ming transmitted his voice to the Cloud Dragon Valley Master and the Ice Dragon Valley Master. Ming, are you confident? Upon hearing Lu Ming's words, the Cloud Dragon Valley Master revealed a shocked and worried expression. Ice Dragon Valley's Valley Master's eyes also flickered. Clearly he was shocked. Yes. Lu Ming's answer was firm. All right then, Master will protect you. Valley Master. Count me in. Ice Dragon Valley Master stroked his long beard and smiled. Many thanks, Master, Valley Master. Lu Ming bowed and then strode out of the Divine Dragon Valley. He passed through the sect protecting array and walked in the air step by step. Lu Ming really went out. Many people were shocked. Yin Zheng's eyes were filled with pride. The Valley Masters are also out. Someone exclaimed. Right then, the Ice Dragon Valley Master and the Cloud Dragon Valley Master followed Lu Ming and moved forward. The moment Lu Ming left the Dragon God Valley, Heavenly God Sect, Sky Universe Demon Sect, and Desire Poison Sect saw him. Many experts flew towards Lu Ming and stopped not far away from Lu Ming. Both sides stood in the air. Lu Ming, you're finally out. Have you thought it through and decided to hand over Emperor Tsang's inheritance and treasures? Heavenly God Sect Master asked. Lu Ming smiled faintly and said, How about I make a bet with you? A bet? The sect masters of the Heavenly God Sect and Sky Universe God Sect were stunned. What kind of trick is this Lu Ming trying to play? But with so many of them here, Lu Ming can't play any tricks. What bet? How do you want to bet? Heavenly God Sect Master asked. Let's bet on Emperor Tsang's inheritance and treasures. I challenge the Bright Sage experts of your 3 sections. As long as you're in the Bright Sage realm, you can fight with me. If I lose, I'll hand over Emperor Tsang's inheritance and treasures. If you lose, you can go back to where you came from. How about it? Lu Ming said. That was his plan. The bet with the other party depended on whether they had the confidence to accept it or not. You really did obtain Emperor Tsang's inheritance and treasures. Sky Universe Demon Sect Master said, greed flashing in his eyes. Lu Ming smiled faintly. He knew that even if he denied it, the other party wouldn't let it go. Denying it was useless, so he might as well admit it and bet with them. Do you dare to bet or not? If you want to capture me and search my soul, I'm afraid you'll be disappointed. Before you capture me, I can kill myself. At that time you won't get anything. Lu Ming said coldly. The Heavenly God Sect Master, Sky Universe Demon Sect Master, and Poison Desire Sect Master's eyes flickered. What do you think? The Heavenly God Sect Master transmitted his voice to the other 2. This brat proposed such a condition. I reckon he's already in the true sage realm. Sky Universe Demon Sect Master said. So what if he's in the true sage realm? Is he invincible in the bright sage realm just because he's in the true sage realm? He's underestimating our 3 sects. Poison Desire Sect Master sneered. Although Lu Ming's combat strength was strong, the 3 sects had a long history and they had accumulated many bright sage realm experts. Over the years, there were many people who had broken through to the true sage realm with earth spiritual bodies. Some of them had stayed in the great circle of the bright sage realm for a long time and had even cultivated divine abilities. No matter how strong Lu Ming was, he had just broken through to the true sage realm. How could he be a match for these old monsters? The Heavenly God Sect Master and the others also thought of this point. After discussing for a while, they nodded their heads. If they could easily obtain Emperor Tsang's inheritance and treasures, why not? All right, we agree. Heavenly God Sect Master said. All right, which one of you wants to fight? Lu Ming's body emitted a powerful battle intent. I'll do it. A skinny middle-aged man stepped out from the Poison Desire Sect's area, exuding a powerful aura. Peak Bright Sage Realm. He came to Lu Ming's side and the 2 of them faced each other. At this time, the people of the Divine Dragon Valley were shocked. Lu Ming wanted to challenge all the Bright Sage experts of the 3 sections. How was this possible? It was unbelievable. Everyone's eyes widened as they watched. Boom. At this time, a shocking aura erupted from Lu Ming's body. Vast sage aura shot into the sky. Sage realm. Lu Ming has broken through to the true sage realm. How terrifying. How long has it been since he broke through to the true sage realm? How could it be so fast? He was only in the 2nd stage of the half-sage realm at the treasure sorting assembly a year ago. He only broke through to the 3rd stage after the battle with the Divine Sun. How could he break through to the true sage realm so quickly? Many people were shocked and discussed among themselves. Could it be because of Emperor Tsang's treasures? Many people thought of this and their eyes burned with passion. Chapter 17:17. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master, the Ice Valley Master, the Celestial God Sect Master, and the others all retreated to give Lu Ming enough space. Kill? The skinny middle-aged man from the Desire Poison Sect hollered. With a single movement he charged toward Lu Ming. With a wave of his hand, a stream of poisonous gas took the shape of a long spear and charged toward Lu Ming. Lu Ming's palm glowed and the black dragon spear appeared. With a thrust, the spear gleam was dazzling, dissipating the long spear formed by the other party's poisonous gas. However, after the poisonous gas dissipated, dense poisonous insects appeared and charged toward Lu Ming. Destroy! Lu Ming roared and swept out with the black dragon spear. It became 10,000 feet long and a terrifying force crushed all the poisonous insects into ashes. Shwa! Lu Ming took a step forward and instantly closed in on the skinny middle-aged man. The long spear stabbed out like lightning. It was unbelievably fast and exceeded the reaction of the naked eye. The skinny middle-aged man's body was pierced by the long spear and exploded. However, after the explosion he turned into a cloud of poisonous gas that constantly churned. Lu Ming, your battle strength is very strong, but I also have a high-grade earth spiritual body. It's useless against me. The skinny middle-aged man's cold voice rang out from the poisonous gas. Without a doubt, this skinny middle-aged man was definitely a genius when he was young and had a very high-grade spiritual body. In fact, many people who could break through to the Saint Realm were very talented when they were young and their spiritual bodies wouldn't be low-grade. It was very difficult for ordinary spiritual bodies to break through to the Saint Realm unless they had a heaven-defying opportunity. Those who could break through to the Saint Realm were usually earth spiritual bodies and above. Of course, the higher the grade of the spiritual body, the higher the chances of breaking through. Thousand poison extermination. The skinny middle-aged man's voice rang out and endless poisonous gas surged towards Lu Ming. A foul stench rushed into Lu Ming's nose. This poisonous gas contained the law of poison and was extremely terrifying. Just a strand of it could poison tens of thousands of creatures to death. It's not like I haven't killed a mere poisonous body before, Lu Ming said coldly. A huge chaotic flipping sky seal appeared in his hand. The primal chaos flipping sky seal was as large as a mountain, and it pressed down on the endless poisonous gas. Now that Lu Ming had broken through to the Saint Realm, his saint power was surging, and he could use the chaotic flipping sky seal at will. Before this breakthrough, if Lu Ming used the primal chaos flipping sky seal with all his strength, he would run out of quintessential essence. But now there was no such problem. Boom. As the primal chaos flipping sky seal pressed down, the poison continued to churn. The primal chaos law continued to erase the poison. What's going on? Damn it. The other party started to panic. The strong poison kept churning as he tried to escape. However, he had been completely locked down by the primal chaos sky seal. How could he escape? The terrifying power continued to destroy the other party. No, 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 the other party panicked and screamed in terror. But it was useless. The poisonous chi was getting weaker and weaker. After a final scream, all of the poisonous chi was wiped out. The thin middle-aged man vanished into thin air. The sect master of the Desire Poison sect snorted, his face ugly. This brat's combat strength is indeed amazing. The sect master of the Sky Universe Demon sect said with a gloomy face. He had just broken through to the Saint Realm, but he was able to kill a peak Bright Sage expert. It was shocking. Who else wants to fight? Lu Ming's eyes were like lightning as he scanned the people of the three major sections. I'll kill you. An old man in a black robe stepped out from the Sky Universe Demon sect. With every step he took, his aura grew stronger. When he arrived in front of Lu Ming, his aura was earth-shattering and overwhelming. Peak Bright Sage Realm. This old man had reached the Peak Bright Sage Realm and was standing at the peak of the Bright Sage Realm. The next step would be the Great Sage Realm. Needless to say, his spiritual body was definitely a superior earth spiritual body. Since he was willing to fight, he must be very strong. Everyone's eyes fell on Lu Ming and the old man from the Sky Universe Demon sect. This old man was in the Peak Bright Sage Realm, and his combat strength was several times stronger than a Peak Bright Sage. Was Lu Ming a match for him? Lu Ming was only in the Small Success Bright Sage Realm. Could he cross so many realms and fight with a Peak Bright Sage Realm expert? Boom. The old man from the Sky Universe Demon sect was filled with demonic chi as a demonic saber appeared in his hand. 6 Killing Demonic Saber. The terrifying demonic saber burst out, crossing the space and slashing toward Lu Ming. Lu Ming held the black dragon spear and swept out. A huge spear light collided with the demonic saber. Boom. Heaven and earth roared. The spear light and the saber light collapsed at the same time. However, the demonic saber in the old man's hand slashed out again. This time he slashed out 6 times in a row. Each slash transformed into a huge demonic god that was tens of thousands of feet tall and charged toward Lu Ming. Lu Ming put away the black dragon spear and used the chaotic flipping sky seal. With a wave of his hand, the chaotic flipping sky seals formed in the sky one after another. A total of 6 chaotic flipping sky seals were formed and pressed down on the 6 demonic gods. The demonic gods roared and a terrifying pressure filled the sky. It was as if a real demonic god had come to the world and wanted to kill all living things. The demonic gods punched the chaotic flipping sky seals continuously. Boom, boom, boom. The demonic chi was shocking. When the demonic fists hit the chaotic flipping sky seals, it was as if a drum was beating. In the end, the chaotic flipping sky seals exploded, but the 6 demonic gods also fell apart. Kill? The law of chaos flowed around Lu Ming. He was like a stream of light as he charged toward the old man from the Sky Universe Demon Sect. 2 rays of sword light burst out from his eyes and rushed into the old man's body. The old man from the Sky Universe Demon Sect screamed in pain. His eyes bulged and his aura was in chaos. Whoosh! Lu Ming instantly appeared beside the elder from the Heavenly Universe Demon Sect. He struck with his palm, breaking through the other party's heavy defense and grabbing his throat. Everyone sucked in a breath of cold air. It was simply unbelievable. A great circle bright sage expert was defeated by Lu Ming so easily. It was unbelievable. How could Lu Ming be so strong? He was only at the lesser bright sage realm, but he could easily defeat a great circle bright sage expert. Lu Ming looked at the sect master of the Sky Universe Demon Sect coldly. He said, "I have been patient with the Sky Universe Demon Sect, but you guys are too much. Today kill." As soon as he said the word kill, a terrifying force burst out. The old man's body was torn apart and his soul was destroyed. His saint heart fell into Lu Ming's hands. From now on he would no longer tolerate the Sky Universe Demon Sect, nor would he have any misgivings. The sect master of the Sky Universe Demon Sect said coldly. The sect masters of the Heavenly God Sect and Poison Desire Sect were the same. The 3 sects were silent. On the other hand, the Dragon God Valley was silent. Lu Ming was so young but he could kill a great circle bright sage expert. He was like an invincible god of war. Was this really something that could be achieved by relying on Emperor Tsang's inheritance and treasures? Even Emperor Tsang was not as strong when he was young. This brat probably has a greater opportunity than Emperor Tsang's treasures. Chapter 17-18. The sect masters of the Heavenly God Sect and Poison Desire Sect nodded, the greed in their eyes growing stronger. Indeed, they had also thought of this point. Lu Ming's fortuitous encounter was most likely not just Emperor Tsang's. Otherwise he wouldn't be so strong. They had to get their hands on it. What should we do now? This brat's soul power is too strong. Normal people won't be able to block his soul attacks. The Sky Demon Sect Master frowned. Let me do it. At this moment, a white-robed elder stepped out from the Heavenly God Sect. This elder was extremely old. His hair was almost all gone and the wrinkles on his face were piled up like a mountain. Elder Makong, I can rest assured with you going? The sect master of the Heavenly God Sect was delighted. So it's Elder Makong. The sect masters of the Poison Sect and Sky Universe Demon Sect felt their eyes light up. Mo Kong was an extremely experienced saint, and his age was 2 or 3 times older than the other sect masters. He had already cultivated for over 100,000 years, but due to his limited talent, he had been stuck at the Bright Saint realm his entire life. However, they couldn't deny Ma Kong's strength. After living for so long, who knew what methods he had? Moreover, one thing was for sure. After living for so long, his soul power had reached a shocking level. He didn't need to fear Lu Ming's soul attacks. Ma Kong smiled faintly and stepped forward, arriving in front of Lu Ming. Brat, this old man won't show mercy when I attack. Why don't you obediently hand over Emperor Tsang's inheritance and treasures and I'll spare your life? Ma Kong spoke, his voice sounding very old. His turbid eyes looked at Lu Ming. Then let's see if you have the ability, Lu Ming said. He was highly focused and wouldn't let his guard down just because the other party was old. In truth, in the Saint realm, the older some people were, the more terrifying they were. Brat, your heart is higher than the heavens. Then this old man will temper your spirit. At this moment, Ma Kong's turbid eyes were no longer turbid. Instead, they emitted a shocking light. His body emitted a dazzling holy light that was shocking to the extreme. Theurgy holy light slice. A low voice came from Mo Kong's mouth. He waved his hand casually and endless holy light turned into extremely sharp ribbons. These ribbons were very long and they swept through the void. They seemed to suddenly appear around Lu Ming's body and enveloped Lu Ming within. Not good, it's a divine ability. Be careful. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master's expression changed drastically as he exclaimed. On the other hand, the sect master of the Heavenly God sect and the others were ecstatic. Mo Kong had actually cultivated a divine ability, as expected of an old monster who had lived for more than 100,000 years. It was difficult for a radiant saint to successfully cultivate a divine art unless one was a peerless genius. It was extremely difficult to cultivate, but its power was also extremely shocking. Those who had mastered the divine ability art could easily kill those of the same level who had yet to master the divine ability art. The terrifying ribbon of holy light enveloped Lu Ming. The edge of the ribbon was incomparably sharp, as if it could cut through everything. Lu Ming's eyes narrowed slightly. Several flashes of light lit up on his body, and 2 sacred artifact shields flew out, blocking the front and back. Clang, clang. The holy light ribbons cut through the sacred artifact shields, and a shocking scene appeared. Scars appeared on the sacred artifact shields. If this continued, the sacred artifact shields would soon be cut apart. What a terrifying cutting power. Even sacred artifacts would be cut apart. The sect master of the Heavenly God sect and the others smiled. They had won. There was no doubt that Lu Ming would not be a match for the divine ability. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master and the Ice Dragon Valley Master paid close attention. If Lu Ming was in danger, they would do their best to save him. The others held their breaths as they stared at the battlefield. Haha, Lu Ming, this brat has no chance. Yin Zheng's eyes were filled with joy. Mo Kong's cultivation was at the great circle of the Radiant Saint realm, and he had mastered the divine ability. He was an unrivaled existence in the Radiant Saint realm, at least in the Tsang region. Divine abilities are indeed powerful. I wonder how much this old man has mastered. It shouldn't be too high. Lu Ming muttered, and his eyes were filled with battle intent. Chaos. A chaotic flipping sky seal appeared in Lu Ming's palm, and he smashed it toward the ribbons of holy light. Boom. The ribbons of holy light vibrated violently, and they cut the chaotic flipping sky seal even more fiercely. An ear-piercing sound rang out, and the chaotic flipping sky seal was cut into deep grooves. Finally, it exploded with a bang. Again. The chaotic flipping sky seal kept forming in Lu Ming's hand, and he blasted it toward the ribbons of holy light. Boom. Boom. The chaotic flipping sky seal kept colliding with the ribbons of holy light, and terrifying explosions rang out. It's no use. You can't break my divine ability. Mo Kong said, but his eyes were solemn. He kept waving his hands and the ribbons of holy light increased. The ribbons of holy light danced in the air, completely enveloping Lu Ming like a cocoon. From the outside, one could see that some parts of the cocoon were bulging, as if something was about to rush out from it. There were continuous explosions coming from the cocoon. In the blink of an eye, a few minutes had passed and the ribbons were still vibrating. He's still resisting. This guy's combat strength is really amazing. The sect master of the Celestial God sect said. Even an overlord like him was shocked. After we get this guy's secret, we must get rid of him. Otherwise there will be endless trouble. The sect master of the Sky Universe Demon sect said coldly. The sect masters of the other 2 sects nodded. Indeed, Lu Ming had such combat strength now. If he reached the Absolute Saint realm in the future, who in the Tsangzhou state would be able to defeat him? Divine ability is really mysterious and powerful. However, it's only 10% at most. Lu Ming's face was calm in the ribbons of holy light. He was just testing the waters. It was his first time fighting against a divine ability, so he naturally had to study it carefully. This was because he could also practice divine ability now. In the Chaos Scripture, there was a terrifying divine ability called the Chaos Calamity Finger, which could maximize the power of the Law of Chaos. In addition, there were also divine abilities in the 9 Dragons' memories. This was the direction of his cultivation in the future. It's about time. There was a glint in Lu Ming's eyes. The 2 saint hearts in his dantian shone and spun wildly. The saint force in his body surged. The law of chaos flowed through his body. Lu Ming punched the ribbons of holy light, and a huge prison-suppressing steel appeared. Boom. The ribbons of holy light vibrated violently and then exploded. In the blink of an eye, the ribbons of holy light were all destroyed, and Lu Ming's slender figure reappeared in front of everyone. Impossible. Mo Kong roared. He spat out a mouthful of blood and retreated. His eyes were filled with disbelief. His divine ability had been broken by Lu Ming. Chapter 17-19. Nothing is impossible. Kill. Lu Ming roared and displayed the divine sword art. Two sword lights pierced into Ma Kong's forehead, breaking his soul in his sea of consciousness. However, Ma Kong's body only trembled for a moment before he recovered. This old man's soul is really strong. Lu Ming's heart stirred. He displayed the wind thunder steps and rushed toward Ma Kong, striking out with his palm. Ma Kong roared and condensed a divine retribution spear in his hand, stabbing toward Lu Ming. However, when it collided with Lu Ming's palm, the divine retribution spear exploded. Lu Ming's palm did not stop. Ma Kong's expression changed drastically. He condensed the Dharma on his palm and blocked with his palm. Bang! Ma Kong's body was directly sent flying. One of his palms exploded and blood spurted out from his mouth. Kill? Lu Ming stepped into the air and charged toward Ma Kong. His eyes were as cold as a knife. Since he was an enemy, he would not show mercy because of his age. Divine power, holy light slash. Ma Kong once again unleashed his divine power. The holy light ribbon swept out, but it was once again smashed away by Lu Ming's palm. He continued to attack his opponent. Ma Kong frantically retreated, not daring to confront Lu Ming head-on. The entire place was silent. Lu Ming could even defeat a perfected bright sage expert who had mastered magical skills. Moreover, he chased after the other party until he did not dare to fight back. Such combat power was beyond everyone's imagination. The bright sage of Tsang State was invincible. With such combat strength, who else in Tsang State could fight against him? Enough. At this moment, a cold voice sounded. The Celestial Divinity Sect Master's face was cold. With a wave of his hand, a ray of saint power swept Ma Kong back to the Celestial Divinity Sect's camp. Lu Ming also stopped in his tracks. He's defeated. Who else from the three sects wants to fight? Lu Ming asked. The experts from the three sects were silent. Even Ma Kong had been defeated. Who else could fight? The other sects might have old monsters who had lived for a long time, but their combat strength was at most on par with Ma Kong. Even if they wanted to fight, they would not be Lu Ming's opponent. For a moment, no one from the three sects wanted to fight. The scene was dead silent. Looks like you've admitted defeat. Since no one wants to fight, then according to the agreement, you all have to leave. Lu Ming said, staring at the leaders of the three major sections. What a joke. Why should we retreat? The sect master of the Sky Universe Demon Sect sneered as a cold light flashed in his eyes. You all agreed to it yourself and there are countless witnesses here. Are you all going back on your word? Lu Ming said coldly. We naturally won't go back on our words. But earlier we agreed to bet the inheritance and treasures of the Azure Emperor. If we win, you have to hand over the inheritance and treasures. If you win, we will withdraw. However, this is only a bet regarding the inheritance and treasures. Now, we suspect that you have other inheritances and treasures. Hand them over. The master of the Sky Universe Demon Sect sneered. Despicable and shameless. You're just quibbling. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master roared. Haha, so this is your face. As the leader of a sect, you are truly shameless to the extreme. Lu Ming laughed loudly. He really did not expect that the other party would be so shameless. Nonsense. Since you're here, don't go back. The sect master of the Sky Universe Demon Sect snorted coldly. With a wave of his hand, a huge demonic claw grabbed at Lu Ming. A terrifying pressure pressed down on Lu Ming like a mountain. Break. Lu Ming roared and unleashed his full strength. He threw a punch at the void behind him. As though there was a force that broke through the void, Lu Ming's body retreated rapidly. Clang. Just then, a sword light shot into the sky. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master attacked and slashed the demonic claw away. Let's attack together and take down Lu Ming. The sect master of the Sky Universe Demon Sect shouted. At the same time, the sect masters of the Heavenly God Sect and Poison Sect attacked together and charged towards Lu Ming. Brr. A dragon roar rang out as the Valley Master of the Ice Dragon Valley stepped out and punched out. A huge ice dragon condensed and blocked the attacks of the sect masters of the Heavenly God Sect and Poison Sect. Swoosh. Just then, a beam of holy light shot out from the crowd of the Heavenly God Sect. It was extremely bright and charged towards Lu Ming. An absolute saint. Another absolute saint. The Heavenly God Sect had secretly sent another absolute saint. Scram. The Valley Master of the Cloud Dragon Valley shouted. His voice was like thunder as he slashed out with his battle sword. The terrifying sword light seemed to break through the void and slash towards the absolute saint. This absolute saint was surrounded by holy light. He pointed his finger and a terrifying holy light swept towards the Valley Master of the Cloud Dragon Valley's sword light. Superpower Art Holy Light Cut. However, this absolute saint's superpower was dozens of times stronger than Mo Kong's. There was no comparison at all. The Holy Light Cut continuously cut down the Valley Master of the Cloud Dragon Valley Sword Light. Retreat. The Valley Master of the Cloud Dragon Valley shouted. He moved and appeared beside Lu Ming. His holy power wrapped around Lu Ming and he quickly retreated towards the Dragon God Valley. The Valley Master of the Ice Dragon Valley followed closely behind. With their combat strength, the other party wouldn't be able to stop them if they wanted to retreat. The two of them retreated back into the protective array of the Dragon God Valley. Whoosh, whoosh. The Sect Master of the Heavenly God Sect, the Sect Master of the Sky Universe Demon Sect, and the other Absolute Saints appeared outside the protective array of the Dragon God Valley. Their auras were powerful and they formed a terrifying gust of wind that kept hitting the protective array of the Dragon God Valley. Looks like the Dragon God Valley is going to protect Lu Ming until the end. The Sect Master of the Heavenly God Sect said coldly. His eyes were shining with holy light. It was extremely shocking. What do you mean by shielding? Lu Ming is a disciple of the Divine Dragon Valley to begin with. The Divine Dragon Valley is obligated to protect him. On the other hand, the few major sects went back on their words and refused to admit defeat. The Valley Master of the Ice Dragon Valley said. All right. In that case, let's destroy the Dragon God Valley. From now on, there will be no more Dragon God Valley in the Tsang state. The Sect Master of the Sky Universe Demon Sect said. Although she was a woman, she was extremely domineering. Everyone from the Sky Universe Demon Sect, listen up. Form a formation and attack the Dragon God Valley. The Sect Master of the Sky Universe Demon Sect gave the order first. Everyone from the Desire Poison Sect, form a formation and attack the Dragon God Valley. The Sect Master of the Desire Poison Sect also gave the order. The Sect Master of the Heavenly God Sect was surprised. He didn't expect the Sky Universe Demon Sect and the Desire Poison Sect to be so decisive. In the end, he also gave the order to attack. Kill. Kill. Tens of thousands of experts from the three sects stepped out. Their killing intent surged and terrifying energy burst out, forming a terrifying formation. Many experts from the Sky Universe Demon Sect gathered and formed a demon god with 3 heads and 6 arms. Each of its arms held a weapon. It was 100,000 feet tall and was bigger than a mountain. It attacked the Dragon God Valley. Boom. The 100,000 feet tall demon god's aura was too terrifying. When the attack landed on the protective array of the Dragon God Valley, it shook violently. Chapter 1720. As for the Heavenly Divinity Sect, they formed a great formation, condensing a long spear that was tens of thousands of feet long. It was dazzling, even more resplendent than the sun in the sky. Whoosh. The long spear pierced through the air, causing ripples in the air as if it was going to be pierced through. Boom. The long spear pierced through the Divine Dragon Valley Sect protecting Grand Formation, causing the light barrier to cave in and almost collapse. Divine Dragon Valley, get into formation and prepare to face the enemy. The Ice Dragon Valley Master ordered. Figures flashed all over the Dragon God Valley. The disciples of the various valleys gathered together and set up a grand array. However, Yin Zheng led the people of the Silver Dragon Valley to hide at the back. You want the Silver Dragon Valley to work for Lu Ming? Dream on. Yin Zheng sneered. He secretly instructed the Silver Dragon Valley's elders and disciples not to interfere in the battle later. All they needed to do was hide in the back. Boom, boom, boom. The Great Sect Protecting Formation kept shaking. The Great Sect Protecting Formation formed by the joint forces of the 3 great sects was too powerful. The Great Sect Protecting Formation of the Divine Dragon Valley could not withstand it for long. Damn it. Lu Ming clenched his fists as he looked at the 3 sects that were attacking the Divine Dragon Valley. If he could, he would rather hand over Emperor Tsang's storage ring to end this battle. However, it was obvious that this battle was unavoidable even if he handed over Emperor Tsang's storage ring. Because the other party would want him to hand over Emperor Tsang's inheritance. They might even hand over other secrets to search his soul. A man's wealth is his own ruin by arousing the envy of others. It was all because he was too weak. If he had the strength to move unhindered in the Tsang region like Di Tsang, the Heavenly God Sect and the other sects would not even dare to fart. They would only obediently crawl under his feet. Boom, boom. The Divine Dragon Valley Sect protecting Grand Formation shook more and more violently. Bam, bam. On some of the large snowy mountains in the Dragon God Valley, violent explosions rang out. That was because the formation foundation had suffered too much pressure and had exploded. Once some of the array foundations cracked, the power of the array would weaken even more. Crack, crack. Some parts of the formation began to shatter. More and more cracks began to appear on the surface of the protective formation, and eventually, with a loud bang, the formation completely exploded. Kill. Kill. The elites of the three sects formed a formation and charged into the Divine Dragon Valley. The four Absolute Saints took the lead and charged in Lu Ming's direction. The Valley Master of the Cloud Dragon Valley and the Ice Dragon Valley flew into the air and faced the four Absolute Saints head-on. The four elites flew into the sky and engaged in a fierce battle. The other elites of the three sects formed a formation. The giant demon god, the toad and the spear charged towards the people of the Divine Dragon Valley. Brr, brr. Dragon roars sounded in the Divine Dragon Valley. The experts of the 7 valleys of the dragon god formed a grand formation. Instantly, an ice dragon, a purple dragon, and a blood dragon appeared. A total of 5 gigantic true dragons soared into the sky and charged towards the gigantic demonic god. Only the Silver Dragon Valley remained at the back and did not attack. As for the Cloud Dragon Valley, because there were too few people, it was difficult for them to form such a huge array. Boom, boom. A terrifying collision occurred between the two sides. The terrifying wind caused the ground to crack open. The ice valley at the outermost part of the Dragon God Valley was directly shattered in this collision. Countless cavern dwellings were destroyed in the great battle. Luckily, many of the weaker disciples had retreated to the depths of the Divine Dragon Valley. Junior brother Lu Ming, let's back off. Yang Qianzong and the others appeared beside Lu Ming and retreated. It was difficult for them to intervene in such a battle. Lu Ming retreated with Yang Qianzong and the others, his eyes glinting. He was considering if he should use the reincarnation halberd. There were only 2 forces in the reincarnation halberd. If he used one he would have one less. It was very precious. Lu Ming didn't want to use it unless he had no other choice. But it seemed that he had to use it now. Formation rise. An elder shouted in the Divine Dragon Valley. He was a great St. Peak Realm elite and he was in charge of the battle. The valleys and snowy mountains in the Divine Dragon Valley shone brightly. Wind and snow gathered and formed a dozen snow dragons. They charged towards the formation of the 3 sections. This was the home field advantage. There were many offensive formations in the Divine Dragon Valley other than the Sect Protection Formation. The offensive Grand Formation combined with the Grand Formation of the 5 Dragon Valleys of Dragon God Valley. For a moment, the 2 sides were locked in battle. But it was obvious that the Divine Dragon Valley was at a disadvantage. After all, the 3 sects were all elites. The formations of the 3 sects were extremely powerful. The Divine Dragon Valley was only a sect. Even though they had the home field advantage, they were still at a disadvantage. The true dragons formed by the formation kept retreating. In the sky, the Cloud Dragon Valley Master and the Ice Dragon Valley Master fought against the 4 Absolute Saints. They were also at a disadvantage. The situation was getting worse for the Divine Dragon Valley. The reincarnation halberd appeared in Lu Ming's hand. The 2 forces in the reincarnation halberd were precious, but he had to use them now. But then an earth-shattering dragon roar came from the depths of the Divine Dragon Valley. This dragon roar pierced through the clouds and spread for hundreds of thousands of miles. It was like the roar of an ancient divine dragon, and it was extremely terrifying. Everyone from the 3 sects was shocked and looked towards the depths of the Divine Dragon Valley. Brr. Another dragon's roar rang out, and a massive true dragon charged out of the boundless Great Snow Mountain. Its body was snow-white and translucent, and it was 10,000 meters long. Its claws stepped on the air, and it instantly appeared on the battlefield. Ice Dragon Ancestor. It's Ice Dragon Ancestor. The disciples of the Divine Dragon Valley cheered. Lu Ming, Yang Tianzong, Tian Shui and the others were also dumbfounded. Legend had it that there was an ice dragon in the depths of the Divine Dragon Valley. It had lived for a long time and was the guardian beast of the Divine Dragon Valley. The snow in the Divine Dragon Valley was also because of this ice dragon. They didn't expect it to be true. Intruder, get lost. Ice Dragon Ancestor roared. His huge body became bigger again. He reached out his claw and grabbed at the huge demon god formed by the Sky Universe Demon Sect. Boom. The huge demon god was pushed back by the ice dragon's claw and a huge hole appeared in its chest. Then the divine dragon swung its tail, sweeping the huge spear away. The experts who formed the formation seemed to be under a terrifying pressure. Their faces were pale and they almost coughed up blood. The ice dragon roared and spat out a terrifying cold current. It froze the laughing toad and made the experts of the Desire Poison sect vomit blood. Ice Dragon Ancestor was too powerful. He suppressed the formation of the three sections. Then the ice dragon took another step and clawed at the toad. The toad exploded and the experts of the Desire Poison sect retreated. They were seriously injured. Retreat, retreat. The people of the Sky God sect and Sky Universe Demon sect retreated quickly. They didn't dare to fight. Chapter 1721. Ice Dragon charged toward the Absolute Saints. Before it even reached them, two ice blades shot out of its horns and slashed toward the Celestial God Sect Master. That old ice dragon from Dragon God Valley is still alive. The Celestial God Sect Master yelled. His expression was grave. Saint Light spread out and he slashed out two Saint Light swords to block the two ice blades. Even if you die, I won't die. Ice Dragon roared and approached quickly. Its claws reached toward the Celestial God Sect Master and the Sky Universe Demon Sect Master. Terrifying whistling sounds came from the sky. Wherever the dragon claws passed, the space seemed to be frozen. The Celestial God Sect Master and the Sky Universe Demon Sect Master didn't dare to be careless. They used their theurgies to fight against Ice Dragon, but the result was that they kept retreating. Their bodies were covered in a layer of ice and they were almost frozen. Ice Dragon Kingdom. The ice on Ice Dragon Ancestor grew stronger and stronger. In the end, it seemed to have turned into a kingdom. Countless ice dragons appeared in the kingdom, roaring and pouncing toward the two Celestial God Sect Masters. The two Celestial God Sect Masters unleashed all their power, but they were still suppressed by Ice Dragon Ancestor. On the other side, the Poison Sect Master and the other Absolute Saint from the Celestial God Sect were no match for Cloud Dragon Valley Master and Ice Dragon Valley Master. They were at a disadvantage. In the sky, the Absolute Saints were fighting fiercely. After a dozen moves, the Celestial God Sect Master and the Sky Universe Demon Sect Master coughed up blood and retreated. They were injured by Ice Dragon Ancestor. Retreat! Retreat! The Celestial God Sect Master and the others yelled and started retreating. If the battle continued, it wouldn't be good for them. Valley Lord Cloud Dragon was able to fight against two Absolute Saints. Ice Dragon Ancestor was even stronger than Valley Lord Cloud Dragon. They were no match for him at all. If they kept fighting, they might die. They retreated as they fought. All the disciples and elders of the three sects retreated as well. Bang! Bang! Ice Dragon stepped in the sky and chased after the Celestial God Sect Master and the Sky Universe Demon Sect Master. With each step, terrifying ice crashed toward the two like meteors. Boom! Boom! The two tried their best to block it, but they still coughed up blood and turned pale. Dragon God Valley, you guys are going against the entire world. Let's see how long you can protect Lu Ming. The leader of the Sky Universe Demon Sect let out a long howl. Her hair was disheveled and she looked like a crazy woman. A terrifying demonic light erupted from her body, and in the end she continuously self-detonated. Several great saint weapons rushed out of Ancestor Ice Dragon's attack range, flying into the distance. The Celestial Divine Sect Master followed closely behind her, and the two of them disappeared into the distance in an instant. The other experts also flew away quickly. In the blink of an eye, they had disappeared from the area of influence. The overlords of the Dragon God Valley didn't give chase. It was best not to pursue a cornered enemy. If the other party went berserk and fought back desperately, they would also be injured. The disciples of the Divine Dragon Valley heaved a sigh of relief after the three major sects left. The Heavenly God sect and the other two sects were extremely powerful among the many forces in the Tsang state. None of them were weaker than the Divine Dragon Valley. The Divine Dragon Valley was no match for the three sects together. This time, if not for the appearance of the legendary Ice Dragon Ancestor, they would truly be in danger. All disciples clean up the battlefield and defend. The Ice Dragon Valley Master ordered as he looked coldly at the people of the Silver Dragon Valley who were hiding at the back. This Lu Ming is really lucky. He's fine. The Silver Dragon Valley Master did not see the Ice Dragon Valley Master's gaze. His gaze swept towards Lu Ming and a cold light flashed continuously. Greetings, Ice Dragon Ancestor. At this time, the Ice Dragon Valley Master, the Cloud Dragon Valley Master and the others bowed to Ice Dragon Ancestor. Ice Dragon Ancestor twisted his body and turned into a burly old man. He waved his hand and said, "Forget it." Then he looked at Lu Ming and took a step forward. He appeared in front of Lu Ming and looked at Lu Ming curiously. Junior Lu Ming greets Ice Dragon Ancestor. Lu Ming bowed to Ice Dragon Ancestor. "Ha, you're not bad. Come with me." After saying that, he didn't say anything and walked towards the snowy mountain in the depths of the Divine Dragon Valley. Lu Ming was stunned. Why was Ice Dragon Ancestor looking for him? "Ming, go." The voice of the Cloud Dragon Valley Master sounded in Lu Ming's ears. Lu Ming nodded and followed Ice Dragon Ancestor. The two of them, one in front and one behind, headed towards the depths of the snowy mountain. In the depths of the Divine Dragon Valley, there were endless snowy mountains. The two of them crossed dozens of snowy mountains. Finally, Ice Dragon Ancestor stopped at a random snowy mountain. Lu Ming landed beside Ice Dragon Ancestor and did not speak. "Your spirit body should be the 9 Dragons' war body, right?" Ice Dragon Ancestor said. The 9 Dragons' war body was the Dragon God war body. "That's right. The bloodline that I awakened back then was the 9 Dragons' bloodline." Lu Ming nodded. The 9 Dragons' bloodline should be able to evolve continuously and finally reach the superior heaven spirit body. "I see that your body is strong and will evolve soon. I will give you 3 drops of blood essence to help you." After Ice Dragon Ancestor finished speaking, a jade bottle appeared in his hand and handed it to Lu Ming. Lu Ming subconsciously took it and opened it. He found that there were 3 drops of blood essence in the jade bottle. They were like bright blood diamonds, emitting a terrifying dragon aura. On the surface of the 3 drops of blood essence, there was even a small dragon flying around. "This is..." Lu Ming's eyes were filled with shock because he felt the aura of a saint from the 3 drops of blood essence. These were 3 drops of blood essence of a saint true dragon. The essence of a true dragon's blood essence was definitely more powerful than that of the Dragon Valley. These 3 drops of blood essence were invaluable. "Thank you, Senior, for your generous gift." Lu Ming sincerely thanked him. "You're welcome. I got these 3 drops of blood essence by accident. They are of no use to me. You can use them. Well, take care of Xuanixin in the future." Ice Dragon Ancestor said. Lu Ming's heart skipped a beat. It seemed that the relationship between Ice Dragon Ancestor and Xuanixin was not simple. An ice dragon and a snow dragon. Ancestor. At this time, Lu Ming opened his mouth and a storage ring appeared in Lu Ming's hand. He said, "Ancestor, today's battle is all because of me. This storage ring is the storage ring of Emperor Tsong. Now I'll give it to you. You can distribute it to everyone in the Dragon God Valley." This battle was all because of him, and Lu Ming felt that this matter would not end so easily. Lu Ming couldn't bear to implicate the entire Dragon God Valley. He couldn't open the storage ring of Emperor Tsong anyway, so he might as well contribute it to increase the strength of the Dragon God Valley. "Emperor Tsong's ring? You can keep it. This is your own opportunity. My Divine Dragon Valley will not take away any disciple's opportunity. Taking away a disciple's opportunity is the same as taking away his potential. How can a peerless expert be born then?" Ice Dragon Ancestor waved his hand and said, "But there is Emperor Tsong's mark on this ring. I'm afraid even if I take action, I won't be able to break the mark on it in a short period of time. You can keep it first and rely on yourself to break it in the future." Since Ice Dragon Ancestor said so, Lu Ming did not say anything and kept the storage ring of Emperor Tsong. "Go, little guy. I look forward to your growth." Ice Dragon Ancestor waved his hand. Chapter 1722. Lu Ming returned to the Cloud Dragon Valley and entered the mountain river diagram to cultivate in seclusion. He planned to refine the 3 drops of true dragon blood essence. Now the key was to continuously improve his strength. If Lu Ming's spirit body could evolve again, his strength would definitely skyrocket. Lu Ming sat cross-legged and took out a drop of true dragon blood essence. The powerful absolute saint aura on the blood essence pricked Lu Ming's skin. Devour. Lu Ming unleashed his devouring power and enveloped the drop of blood essence. He began to devour the spiritual essence in the blood essence and fuse it with his body. 3 days later, the drop of blood essence was completely refined. Lu Ming took out another drop. Just like that, 9 days later, the 3 drops of blood essence were completely refined. The energy fused with Lu Ming's body. Lu Ming's accumulation had reached the limit. A dragon's roar shook the 9 heavens. Above Lu Ming's head, a huge 9 dragons appeared in the sky. They circled in the sky and constantly roared. At this moment, Lu Ming's body was emitting a bright light. His muscles were wriggling as if there were small dragons swimming in his body. Lu Ming's body was undergoing a transformation. His bones were constantly strengthening. They were hundreds or thousands of times harder than diamond. His muscles were full of elasticity. Once they exploded, they had an earth-shattering power. His blood was filled with a powerful life force that was incomparably vigorous. Lu Ming's body became stronger and stronger. It was like the body of a divine dragon. His every move was indestructible. After a while, the 9 dragons in the sky rushed into Lu Ming's body and disappeared. Lu Ming opened his eyes. I've successfully evolved. Mid-level heaven spiritual body. Lu Ming smiled. Mid-level heaven spiritual body. Moreover, Lu Ming's body had refined a trace of chaotic qi. The strength of his spirit body was actually not weaker than a superior level heaven spiritual body. The evolution of his spirit body caused Lu Ming's battle prowess to skyrocket. Now, if he were to face an expert like Mo Kong again, he would be able to defeat his divine ability with a single move and beat him to death with a single punch. With a thought, Lu Ming walked out of the mountain and river diagram. After 10 days of seclusion, Lu Ming wanted to inquire about the current situation in Song Province. Sure enough, he found out an important piece of information after asking around. The 3 major sects, the Celestial God sect, the Heavenly Universe Demon sect, and the Poison Desire sect, announced to the world that they would be inviting the other forces in the Tsang state to a meeting at the Heavenly Universe Demon sect in a month's time. They would form an alliance to annihilate the Divine Dragon Valley and force Lu Ming to hand over Emperor Tsang's legacy and treasures. When this news came out, the entire Tsang state was shaken. All of a sudden, the winds and clouds in Tsang state changed. It felt like a storm was about to come. Some of the big and small forces in the Tsang state maintained a neutral attitude and watched from the sidelines. It was said that some forces had already begun their journey to the Sky Universe Demon sect. Alliance. Lu Ming's gaze was very cold. What a ruthless method. They wanted to unite the many powerful forces in the Tsang state to destroy the Dragon God Valley. As for why they were at the Heavenly Universe Demon sect, it was because the Heavenly Universe Demon sect was the closest to the Dragon God Valley. Once they took action, they would be able to reach the Dragon God Valley quickly. In the Dragon God Valley, everyone was in a state of panic. Yinjing even secretly sent people to sow discord. For a time, the Dragon God Valley was surging with emotions. The voices of people wanting to hand over Lu Ming became louder and louder. If not for the Ice Dragon Valley Master suppressing them and the Ice Dragon Ancestor personally coming out, the situation would have been better. 1 month later, Lu Ming clenched his fists tightly and then returned to his cave residence to continue his seclusion. It's time to cultivate the chaotic tribulation finger. Lu Ming planned to start cultivating the divine ability technique. Now, his law of primal chaos had a corresponding divine ability technique that he could cultivate. However, there was no corresponding divine ability technique for the law of array Dao, so he could only look for it in the future. Lu Ming sat cross-legged under the Enlightenment Ancient Tree and quietly comprehended the chaotic tribulation finger. The difficulty of cultivating the divine ability technique was shockingly high. This could be seen from the fact that most bright saints in the Tsang state had not succeeded in cultivating it. In the Tsang state, only great saint-level figures could successfully cultivate it. Moreover, the power of the divine ability technique differed greatly depending on the level of mastery. Previously, Mo Kong's divine ability technique had only reached 10% mastery. He had just started cultivating it. Of course, every 10% or even 5% mastery of the divine ability technique would have a huge difference in power. For example, 20% mastery would be several times stronger than 10% mastery. If one cultivated it to 100% mastery, the power would be earth-shattering. However, many absolute saints couldn't cultivate a single theurgy to full mastery. This was because cultivating a divine ability was also a process of comprehending the laws. Divine abilities and laws were complementary to each other. When cultivating a divine ability, it could increase one's comprehension of the laws. The stronger one's comprehension of the laws, the stronger the divine ability technique would be. Cultivating a divine ability could greatly increase one's comprehension of the laws. If one could cultivate a divine ability to 100% mastery, it would mean that one had comprehended the law to the pinnacle and completely grasped the law. This way, one could use a complete law as a foundation to evolve a small world and break through to the martial emperor realm. This showed how difficult it was to cultivate a divine ability to 100% mastery. Time passed quickly. In the blink of an eye, more than 20 days had passed. The day of the Heavenly God Sect's alliance was getting closer and closer. Sigh, I still haven't succeeded. Lu Ming sighed under the Enlightenment Ancient Tree. After cultivating for more than 20 days, he still had not succeeded in cultivating the chaotic calamity finger. He had not even reached the entry level. The divine ability technique was indeed difficult to cultivate. Moreover, it was a divine ability technique that used the law of chaos as its foundation. It was even more difficult to cultivate. Of course, once it was cultivated successfully, its power would definitely be shocking. I'm still too impatient. The harder it is to succeed, the harder it is to succeed. I'd better relax. Lu Ming exhaled a mouthful of turbid air and came out of the mountain and river diagram. He planned to go out for a walk or give Xiang some pointers in her cultivation. Lu Ming strolled in the Cloud Dragon Valley. As the cold wind blew, Lu Ming's anxious mood slowly calmed down. However, at this moment, Lu Ming's expression changed. He took out a voice transmission jade talisman. At first glance, he saw that it was a message from Qiu Yingying. She sounded very anxious, as if something big had happened. Lu Ming took a step forward and walked toward the entrance of the Cloud Dragon Valley. Sure enough, at the entrance of the Cloud Dragon Valley, he saw Qiu Yingying anxiously pacing back and forth. Yingying, what happened? Lu Ming asked directly. Lu Ming, please save my brother. As soon as she saw Lu Ming, tears welled up in Qiu Yingying's eyes as if she was about to cry out. Brother Qiu, what's wrong? Lu Ming asked. My brother is now in the Sunset Mountains. He's being hunted down by Mo Yang of the Heavenly Universe Demon Sect. Qiu Yingying said anxiously. The Sunset Mountains? Hunted down by Mo Yang? Let's go. We'll talk as we go. Lu Ming waved his hand, and his saint power enveloped Qiu Yingying. He took her into the air and flew out of the Dragon God Valley. The Sunset Mountains were located between the Dragon God Valley and the Heavenly Universe Demon Sect. However, it was closer to the Dragon God Valley. Lu Ming flew toward the Sunset Mountains at top speed. Chapter 1723. It turned out that Qiu Hao had met and fallen in love with a female disciple from the Heavenly Universe Demon Sect. However, Mo Yang had found out about this for some reason. Mo Yang was so angry that he wanted to kill Qiu Hao and the female disciple. Qiu Hao and the female disciple from the Heavenly Universe Demon Sect reacted quickly. Qiu Hao took the other person and fled to Dragon God Valley, but they were chased by Mo Yang. Not long ago, they fled into the Sunset Mountains and sent a voice transmission to Qiu Yingying for help. With Qiu Yingying's status in Dragon God Valley, how could she find a strong master? Mo Yang was in the third stage of the half-saint realm at the last treasure sorting convention, and he must have brought a master with him to chase after them. If she wanted to ask for help, she would have to at least ask for the help of a saint. Qiu Yingying could not ask for help from a saint, so she could only think of Lu Ming. In a panic, she went to find Lu Ming. Lu Ming's current speed was astonishing. Together with Qiu Yingying, he streaked across the sky like a beam of light and headed toward the Wuxia mountain range. Within a few hours, they were near the Wuxia mountain range. According to Qiu Yingying, her and Qiu Hao's parents had made life talismans for them since they were young. The two of them could sense each other's presence within a certain range with the life talismans. This was also so that the siblings could take care of each other when they were outside. At this moment, within a valley in the Sunset Mountain Range, Qiu Hao and a beautiful young woman held hands as they looked into the sky with extremely unsightly expressions. In the sky, three figures stood in the air, looking at the two of them with cold faces. The person in the lead was Mo Yang. Behind Mo Yang there were two old men with strong auras and holy auras. They were two Saint Realm masters. Senior brother Mo Yang, Qiu Hao and I are truly in love. Please let us go. The young woman begged. Shut up, you bitch. You usually reject so many of the demon sect's brothers who are pursuing you. Instead, you chose to be with this trash from Dragon God Valley. You are simply courting death. Mo Yang scolded her coldly. Senior brother Mo Yang, when Qiu Hao and I met, there was no conflict between the Heavenly Universe Demon Sect and Dragon God Valley. The young woman explained. Shut up. You and Xian Yanqing are the same. Both of you should die. Mo Yang's face turned even colder, especially when Xian Yanqing was mentioned. His eyes were filled with raging flames, which contained both anger and evil flames. You are not allowed to insult the holy maiden. The young woman said. As expected, you are worthy of being Xian Yanqing's servant girl. The two of you are exactly the same. Today I will make you beg for death. Mo Yang stepped down from the sky, and his powerful aura pressed down on Qiu Hao and Yi Futian. Qiu Hao's body trembled as he spat out a mouthful of blood. What a piece of trash. I really don't understand why a slut like you would fall for such a piece of trash. Mo Yang looked at Qiu Hao with disdain, then reached out his hand to grab Chiu Hao. "Chiu Hao, run." The young woman pushed Chiu Hao away, then unleashed her demonic powers and blasted a palm at Mo Yang. However, the disparity between her and Mo Yang was too great. As such, her palm power was directly crushed by Mo Yang's demonic claws. "Jiejia, Mo Yang, let go of Jiejia." Chiu Hao roared, his eyes red as he charged at Mo Yang like a wild beast. "Trash, you have a death wish." Mo Yang shouted coldly as his demonic aura converged and formed a demonic spear. It shot out like lightning and pierced Chiu Hao's chest, nailing him to the ground. Chiu Hao spat out a mouthful of blood. His cultivation was sealed by the demonic aura, and he could not move. "Chiu Hao." The young woman called out softly. Slap. Mo Yang slapped the young woman in the face, and a palm print suddenly appeared on her face. The young woman's body struggled violently, and her curvaceous body kept twisting and turning. This situation made Mo Yang's eyes burn with passion. Rip. Mo Yang directly tore apart the young woman's clothes, revealing a large area of snow-white skin that was sparkling like jade. In particular, the pair of jade balls on her chest jumped out, causing some parts of Mo Yang's body to bulge. The demonic fire in his eyes burned even brighter as he stared at the young woman and said coldly, "You bitch. As Xian Yanqing's servant girl, you actually look a little like her. Although you're not as beautiful as that bitch, I can still play with you." "Ah. You bastard, let her go. Let her go." Chiu Hao yelled, his eyes filled with hatred. He wanted nothing more than to grind Mo Yang's bones to dust. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Mo Yang waved his hand, and beams of demonic light pierced through Chiu Hao's limbs and nailed him to the ground. He then said coldly, "You piece of trash. How dare you seduce a disciple of my Sky Universe demon sect? Now, I'll let you watch as your beloved woman pleases me like a bitch." "Ah." As Mo Yang spoke, he became even more excited. He stretched out his palm and touched the young woman. The two old men looked at all of this indifferently as if they were already used to it. They were Mo Yang's confidants, and this was not the first time that Mo Yang had done something like this. "Chiu Hao, will meet again in the next life." The young woman looked at Chiu Hao sadly, and tears continued to flow down her face like pearls from a broken necklace. "Bitch, what are you doing?" Mo Yang also sensed that something was wrong and roared, but it was already too late. A layer of green gas appeared on the young woman's face and quickly spread throughout her body. In just a few breaths, the young woman's life force was completely extinguished. "Bitch, you hid a poisonous pill in your mouth." Mo Yang roared. The young woman had already hidden a poisonous pill in her mouth. At the critical moment, she bit through the poisonous pill. It was a terrifying poison, and in an instant the young woman's life force was extinguished. Mo Yang was very upset. He had finally gotten into the mood, but it had been interrupted just like that. He casually flung the young woman's body to the side. "Jiejia." Chiu Hao roared and his eyes were bloodshot. "I'll leave this brat to you. Make him regret being born into this world." Mo Yang instructed an old man. "Yes, young master. Don't worry, he'll soon become a dog." An old man smiled eerily and strode towards Chiu Hao. However, at this moment, a terrifying sound of something breaking through the air was heard. A black bolt of lightning shot towards the old man at an astonishing speed. The old man's body instinctively trembled and he wanted to dodge, but it was too late. A black spear pierced through the old man's dantian, and the old man slid on the ground for thousands of meters, leaving a deep gully in the ground. The old man's eyes widened as he stared at the sky in front of him. There, two young figures were walking through the air. One of the young men had long hair that was fluttering in the wind, and his body exuded a murderous aura. It was so terrifying that it made people feel as if they had fallen into winter. "Lu Ming." The old man spat out these two words with difficulty. Then his head tilted to the side and he died. The two young men and woman were naturally Lu Ming and Chiu Yingying. "Big brother." Chiu Yingying exclaimed when she saw Chiu Hao's miserable state. Tears welled up in her eyes. "Lu Ming, is that you?" Chapter 1724. Lu Ming's eyes were very cold, and a shocking murderous intent erupted from his body. With just a glance at the scene he could guess what was going on. "Mo Yang, no one can save you today," Lu Ming said coldly as he stepped forward. "Stop him for me." Mo Yang roared and rushed forward like a bolt of lightning. The other old man would not be so stupid as to stop Lu Ming. Back then, outside of Dragon God Valley, Lu Ming had shown his terrifying combat strength, and the bright saint was invincible. If he went up against him, he would only be courting death. He moved his body and ran in another direction. Lu Ming would definitely chase after Mo Yang first. In that case, he would be able to escape. None of you can escape, Lu Ming said coldly as he clenched his fist into the void. A terrifying devouring power burst out. As his spiritual body evolved, his devouring power became stronger. The devouring power shrouded Mo Yang and the old man at the same time. Their bodies were affected by a terrifying gravitational force. Not only were they unable to fly forward, but they were also forced to retreat. How can this be? Fly, fly. Mo Yang roared. He was so scared that his liver and guts were about to burst. He desperately wanted to fly forward, but his body was retreating faster and faster. The old man was the same. With his cultivation of the Saint Realm, he could not even fly out. He was extremely shocked. Soon, the two of them retreated to a place not far from Lu Ming. Spare me, spare me. I didn't do anything. It was all Mo Yang's doing. The Saint Realm old man roared as he betrayed the other old man. You, Mo Yang glared at the old man. Accomplices to the evildoer, jackals of the same tribe. Die. Lu Ming waved his hand, and the Saint Realm was like a blade. It directly split the old man in half and destroyed his soul at the same time. A lower-level Bright Saint Realm Saint had no power to fight back in the hands of Lu Ming. At this moment, Qiu Yingying had already pulled out the sharp blade that was condensed by devil qi from Qiu Hao's body. Qiu Hao crawled to the young woman's side and hugged the young woman's body as if he had lost his mind. This made Lu Ming's eyes even colder. Cold murderous intent shrouded Mo Yang, and a look of horror appeared in Mo Yang's eyes. Tell me, how do you want to die? Finally, Lu Ming's gaze fell on Mo Yang. Lu Ming, you can't kill me. There are many great powers in the Empyrean Devil Sect Alliance. If you kill me, not only will you die, but all your friends and family will die as well. Mo Yang roared. Whoosh. Lu Ming flicked his finger, and a burst of saint power blasted into Mo Yang's crotch, blowing his dick into smithereens. Mo Yang let out a shrill scream as tears and snot flowed down his face. Even now you're still threatening me? What a joke. Lu Ming said indifferently. Lu Ming, kill me if you can. Let me tell you, Xian Yanqing is also dead. You'll never get her. Do you really think she's in seclusion? You're too naive. Mo Yang laughed like a madman. He seemed to know that he couldn't live, so he simply threw caution to the wind. Lu Ming was shocked and a terrifying light burst out from his eyes. He said, Tell me what happened to Xiaoqing. What did you do to her? Lu Ming, I won't tell you. The next time you see her, she'll no longer be herself. She'll even kill you. Mo Yang laughed. Tell me what happened. Lu Ming's voice became even colder. He had a bad feeling in his heart. He had always felt that something was wrong with Xian Yanqing. The first time he went to the Heavenly Universe Demon Sect, he was hunted down on the way back. The second time he went, he didn't even see Xian Yanqing's face. Lu Ming, kill me. Kill me. I won't tell you. Mo Yang laughed, completely throwing caution to the wind. Do you think that I can't do anything if you don't tell me? As long as I search your soul, I'll know. Lu Ming said coldly. He then moved and appeared in front of Mo Yang. He stretched out his hand and sealed Mo Yang's cultivation. No, no. Mo Yang was finally afraid and he struggled desperately. However, with his cultivation sealed, how could he struggle? Lu Ming stretched out his finger and pointed at Mo Yang's glabella. Mo Yang's body suddenly stiffened, as if he had lost his mind. Lu Ming operated a secret technique, and his soul power penetrated Mo Yang's soul and began to search his soul. However, at that moment, a terrifying destructive power suddenly erupted near Mo Yang's soul. It wanted to destroy both Lu Ming and Mo Yang's soul. A seal has been placed on Mo Yang's soul. It seems that there is indeed a big secret. Lu Ming's heart skipped a beat. Obviously, someone was afraid that Mo Yang's soul would be searched and the secret would be revealed. Therefore, a seal had been placed around Mo Yang's soul. Once Mo Yang's soul was searched, the seal would be activated and destroy his soul. Once his soul was destroyed, Mo Yang would become an idiot and nothing would be found. It was very likely that the seal had been left behind by Mo Yang's master, the Heavenly Universe Demon Sect leader. Array Principle. Lu Ming growled and operated the law of Array Principle. Endless runes spread out and shrouded the destructive power, trying to seal it. However, the destructive power was very powerful, and it continued to destroy the runes that Lu Ming's law of Array Principle had turned into. If this continued, Lu Ming wouldn't be able to hold on for long. Bubble? Lu Ming called out and the bubble appeared. He used the law of spacetime and penetrated Mo Yang's body, shrouding the destructive power and temporarily blocking it. I have to speed up. Lu Ming performed the soul-searching technique, and suddenly vivid images appeared before Lu Ming's eyes. Suddenly, one of the images caught Lu Ming's attention. Lu Ming seemed to have transformed into Mo Yang's vision as he followed a beautiful middle-aged woman down a passage. The beautiful middle-aged woman was the Heavenly Universe Demon Sect leader. After walking through the deep passage, they came to an underground cavern. In the underground cavern, there was a beautiful woman sitting cross-legged, motionless and shrouded in demonic aura. Xiao Qing. Lu Ming was shocked. The beautiful woman was Xian Yanqing. Huff. In this underground cavern, there was a blood-red mist permeating the air. At this moment, the blood-red mist gathered together to form a huge face. It looked like a very old woman. Have you brought the materials? The huge face asked, her voice echoing in the underground cavern. Yes. The sect master of the Sky Universe Demon Sect took out a jade bottle and several figures flew out from it. Lu Ming was shocked. Those figures were clearly the souls of Saint Stage powerhouses. The giant face opened its mouth and sucked in the souls, revealing an expression of enjoyment. Then it opened its mouth and said in a sharp voice, "Not enough, still lacking a bit. Hurry up and find me more souls. Once I recover a certain amount of soul power, I can borrow this little girl's body to be reborn." Chapter 1725. The giant face let out a shrill laugh and kept twisting. It was very strange. Lu Ming could clearly feel that Mo Yang's body was trembling slightly, as if he was very afraid. "Blood Demon King, don't forget what you promised me," the Sky Universe Demon King said. "Don't worry, when the evil spirit sect rises again, there will be a way for you to step into the martial emperor realm." The giant face laughed. Rumble. A thunderous voice sounded in Lu Ming's mind. At this point, how could he not understand what was going on? There was actually an evil spirit sect king hidden in the depths of the Sky Universe Demon Sect. She seemed to want to use Xian Yanqing's body to be reborn. In other words, she wanted to possess Xian Yanqing. Endless anger surged in Lu Ming's heart. Saying that Xian Yanqing was in seclusion was all bullshit. It was all a lie. Damn it. Lu Ming roared in his heart. He slowly forced himself to calm down and continued watching. Next, he saw several scenes in succession. Suddenly, many people who did not look like they were from the Sky Universe Demon Sect appeared in one of the scenes. The Intentionless Saber Sect. They are from the Intentionless Saber Sect. After taking a closer look, Lu Ming realized that these were actually from the Intentionless Saber Sect. The Intentionless Saber Sect was hidden in the Sky Universe Demon Sect. There was no doubt that the Sky Universe Demon Sect had also sided with the Evil Spirit Sect. TSK. At this point, the destructive power was getting more and more violent. It directly broke through the barrier of the array laws. Even the spacetime laws could not stop it and were slowly broken through. A wisp of Lu Ming's soul directly withdrew from Mo Yang's soul. Then the destructive power drowned Mo Yang's soul. Mo Yang hugged his head and screamed crazily. He seemed to be in extreme pain as he struggled wildly on the ground. After a while, Mo Yang stopped struggling and fainted. Obviously, Mo Yang's soul had been destroyed. Even if he woke up, he would be an idiot. Xiao Qing. Lu Ming clenched his fists and a shocking murderous intent burst out from his eyes. According to the contents of the soul search, Xian Yanqing should still be fine. He should not have been possessed yet. But the situation was constantly changing and no one knew what would happen in the next moment. Every day that Xian Yanqing remained in the Heavenly Universe Demon Sect was another day of danger. He had to rescue Xian Yanqing. It seemed like he had to take a trip to the Sky Universe Devil Sect. His own cultivation was definitely not enough, but he had the reincarnation halberd so he might have a chance. Taking a deep breath, Lu Ming calmed himself down and walked over to Qiu Yingying and Qiu Hao. Qiu Hao was still hugging the young woman's corpse as though he had lost his mind. Sigh. Lu Ming let out a long sigh. Unfortunately, they were a step too late. Otherwise, such a thing would not have happened. Yingying, let's bring your big brother back to Dragon God Valley. Lu Ming said. Yes. Qiu Yingying nodded and then she said softly, Big brother, let's return to Dragon God Valley first. Miss Jejia has passed away, and we have to bury her in peace. That's right, brother Qiu. You have to pull yourself together. Lu Ming said. Qiu Hao nodded in a daze. He carried the young woman's corpse and stood up. Although he had been severely injured, it was not fatal. His martial emperor's spiritual body was powerful and had great recovery ability. He was able to move now. Thank you, Brother Lu. Xiao Hao glanced at Lu Ming, then carried the young woman's corpse and walked forward. None of you can leave. At that moment, a voice came from afar. Rumble. A terrifying sound of something breaking through the air could be heard. A silver light streaked across the sky and approached them at a terrifying speed. Before the sound had died down, the silver light had already arrived. The silver light dispersed and a figure appeared. Yinzheng. Lu Ming's eyes narrowed as he narrowed his eyes. The person who had come was the Silver Dragon Valley Master Yinzheng. Yinzheng, you're following me? Lu Ming said coldly. Humph, I've only sent someone to keep an eye on you. Yinzheng said coldly. He scanned the crowd and his gaze landed on Lu Ming. Lu Ming, hand over the succession and treasures of Monarch Tsang. Yinzheng, you're following me without my permission. Aren't you afraid that my master will find out that you're asking me to hand over the succession and treasures of Monarch Tsang? Lu Ming said. The Silver Dragon Valley Master let out a hollow laugh. Or are you going to kill us after I hand over the succession and treasures of Monarch Tsang? Lu Ming said. You don't have a choice today. Yinzheng said coldly. Is that so? I choose not to tell you. Lu Ming said. If you don't tell me, both of you will die. I'll torture these two in front of you so that they won't be able to die. If you don't tell me, I'll have to learn from you and search your soul. The Silver Dragon Valley Master said. Lu Ming's expression darkened. Yinzheng, as the Valley Master, how can you treat the disciples of Divine Dragon Valley like this? How despicable. Lu Ming said. Cut the crap. Hand it over. Yinzheng shouted. Greed flashed in his eyes. At that moment, Lu Ming waved his hand. A white light flashed and took Qiu Yinying and Qiu Hao into the mountain river diagram. Then Lu Ming used the Gale Thunder Steps and dashed out like a bolt of lightning. Don't think you can leave. There was a flash of silver light on Yinzheng's body. He flew out like a silver dragon and caught up with Lu Ming in an instant. He threw a punch and a silver dragon flew out, pouncing toward Lu Ming. Its power was extremely terrifying. Buzz. On Lu Ming's shoulder, Bubble opened a space-time passage and Lu Ming stepped into it. The law of space-time? Break it. Silver Zheng was startled at first. Then, with a loud roar, he pushed out his palms with a force that could topple mountains and overturn seas. A huge silver dragon flew out, baring its fangs and brandishing its claws. The dragon's claws grabbed the space-time tunnel. The space-time passageway emitted a terrifying vibration and then exploded with a bang. Lu Ming had not traveled far when he was directly shaken out of the space-time passageway. Yinzheng was too powerful. He was an elite even among the Supreme Saints. Bubble hadn't become a saint yet. Although the law of space was profound, it was too weak compared to Yinzheng. Yinzheng destroyed the space-time passage in an instant. Is this the legendary space-time spirit mouse? Lu Ming, you're really lucky. No, I should say that I'm the lucky one because everything will be mine soon. Yinzheng laughed proudly. Master, Valley Master. Lu Ming suddenly looked behind Yinzheng and bowed slightly. Ha, Lu Ming, do you think I'll fall for such a cheap trick? Yinzheng sneered. Lu Ming wanted to distract him and escape. How was that possible? Now hurry up and hand over Emperor Tsang's inheritance and treasures. Otherwise you'll die miserably. You should know that whether you hand them over or not, you're going to die today. If you hand them over, I'll make sure you suffer less. Yinzheng continued. I think you're the one who's going to die. A cold voice sounded. It didn't come from Lu Ming but from behind Yinzheng. Chapter 1726. Yinzheng's body stiffened and his face turned pale. His eyes were filled with disbelief as he slowly turned around. Not far away there were two old men looking at Yinzheng coldly. Yinzheng's face instantly turned pale. The two old men were Cloud Dragon Valley Master and Ice Dragon Valley Master. Yinzheng, I'm disappointed in you. Ice Dragon Valley Master sighed. What's there to say to him? If I don't kill him today, there will be endless trouble. Cloud Dragon Valley Master no longer had a gentle smile on his face but a cold murderous intent. Clang. The Valley Master of the Cloud Dragon Valley stepped out with a sword hum. A terrifying sword aura pressed down on Yinzheng. Yinzheng, what are you doing? Are you trying to kill me? I'm Silver Dragon Valley Master and my status is on par with yours. You have no right to kill me. Yinzheng shouted. Ridiculous. Cloud Dragon Valley Master's voice was cold as he slashed out with his sword. The vast sword aura made Yin Zheng's face turn pale. He gritted his teeth and charged towards Lu Ming, wanting to use Lu Ming as a hostage. However, the Valley Master of the Cloud Dragon Valley would not let him have his way. He changed his sword stance and slashed at the spot between Yin Zheng and Lu Ming. The terrifying sword power sent Yin Zheng flying while Lu Ming was unscathed. Swoosh! Cloud Dragon Valley Master took a step forward and appeared in front of Lu Ming, slashing out with his sword again. Poof! Blood splattered everywhere and Yin Zheng was almost slashed into two. A terrifying wound appeared on his body and he vomited blood. His face was filled with fear. Valley Master, save me. Save me. I'm Silver Dragon Valley Master and I've done my best for Divine Dragon Valley. I've done so much for Divine Dragon Valley over the years. You can't just watch me get killed. Yin Zheng shouted and begged Ice Dragon Valley Master. Yin Zheng, all these years I've never seen you do your best. You're too selfish and only care about yourself. Everything you do is for your disciples, your descendants, and yourself. You've even abused your power to steal the opportunities of other Valley's disciples. The other Valley Masters have already mentioned this to me many times. I've also given you many chances but you don't repent. Ice Dragon Valley Master sighed. No, there's absolutely no such thing. Slander, pure slander. Yin Zheng shouted and quickly denied it. Slander? Then why did you ask the Silver Dragon Valley to hide at the back during the battle with the three sects? Ice Dragon Valley Master continued. It's not worth it. For a mere Lu Ming, an ant from a barren island, is it worth it? Is it worth it to fight to the death for him? Who does he think he is? My attitude has always been to hand him over to ease our relationship with the Heavenly God sect. Also, the reason why I asked Lu Ming to hand over Emperor Tsang's inheritance and treasures is also because of this. I didn't do it for myself, I wanted to give it to the other sects to appease their anger. Only then can we protect Dragon God Valley. Valley Master, everything I did was for Dragon God Valley, heaven and earth can be my witness. Yin Zheng quibbled. He was just short of tears. He immediately cleared his name and claimed that everything he had done was for the sake of the Dragon God Valley. Lu Ming sneered. This old man was indeed more cunning than a fox. This? Ice Dragon Valley Master muttered. Seeing Ice Dragon Valley Master's hesitation, Silver Dragon Valley Master was overjoyed. He thought that there was hope and was about to say something. Puchi. A long sword pierced through his dantian from behind, shattering his saint heart into pieces. Yin Zheng let out a shrill cry and turned around crazily, looking at Cloud Dragon Valley Master in disbelief. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master had actually made a move and destroyed his saint heart with a single move. Once his saint heart was destroyed, he would be a cripple. Even if he didn't die, it would be worse than death. Yin Zheng's eyes almost popped out. He was extremely indignant. He had already persuaded Ice Dragon Valley Master, but he didn't expect Cloud Dragon Valley Master to act so unreasonably. So much nonsense. If I say I'll kill you, then I'll kill you. Cloud Dragon Valley Master said coldly. He waved his hand and a sword aura burst out. Yin Zheng's body turned into ashes under the sword chi. You actually believed his clumsy nonsense? Cloud Dragon Valley Master waved his hand, and the long sword flew back to his hand. He looked at Ice Dragon Valley Master unhappily. I don't believe his words. We've been brothers for so many years, so I can't bear to see him like this. Ice Dragon Valley Master laughed bitterly. Valley Master, why are you here? Lu Ming cupped his fist and asked curiously. Yin Zheng is so sneaky. He must be up to no good. Senior brother and I were about to go out. When we saw Yin Zheng going out, we followed him. We didn't expect him to have designs on you. He's really courting death. We didn't have a reason to kill him, but now we can kill him. Cloud Dragon Valley Master said. Lu Ming nodded and asked, Master, you said you were going out. What are you going to do? Aren't the Celestial God sect and the other sects forming an alliance with the Heavenly Universe Demon sect? We should go and join in the fun. We can't just sit around and wait for death. Cloud Dragon Valley Master said. Heavenly Universe Demon sect. Lu Ming raised his eyebrows and said, Master, Valley Master, I searched Mo Yang's soul and found a big secret. Then Lu Ming told them about the Blood Demon King and the Intentionless Saber sect. What? The Heavenly Universe Demon sect has also sided with the Evil Spirit sect. They even hit a Guardian King and people from the Intentionless Saber sect. Ice Dragon Valley Master was shocked. Ah, that's great. We can use this to break their alliance. Cloud Dragon Valley Master's eyes lit up and he laughed. Ming, you return to Dragon God Valley first. We'll set off for the Heavenly Universe Demon Sect. Cloud Dragon Valley Master continued. Master, I want all of you to go together. Lu Ming said. No, it's too dangerous for you to go. The Heavenly Universe Demon Sect is full of experts now. Once the battle starts, I won't be able to protect you. Cloud Dragon Valley Master waved his hand and refused. Master, I've obtained a treasure in the 100-clan battlefield. It's enough to protect myself. Moreover, I have a plan. If it's carried out smoothly, it can break up the other party's alliance. Lu Ming said. He then explained his plan. Can you really protect yourself? Cloud Dragon Valley Master asked again. When he received an affirmative answer from Lu Ming, Cloud Dragon Valley Master nodded and said, All right, then we'll carry out your plan. Master, please wait for a while. I have to send Yingying and the others back to Dragon God Valley first. Lu Ming said. We'll bring you back with us. Cloud Dragon Valley Master said. Lu Ming nodded and then put Mo Yang into the mountain river diagram. Mo Yang would be indispensable in the future plan. As for the corpses of the two saints, Lu Ming burned them to ashes. Then Cloud Dragon Valley Master and Ice Dragon Valley Master took Lu Ming back to Dragon God Valley. After releasing Qiu Yingying and her sister, Cloud Dragon Valley Master and Ice Dragon Valley Master took Lu Ming back to the Heavenly Universe Demon Sect. Master, Valley Master, it's just the three of us. I'm afraid we don't have enough manpower. Lu Ming said. Of course, the three of us aren't enough. There are others. I'll take you to see them later. Chapter 1727. On a tall and handsome mountain peak, Lu Ming saw three figures standing in the wind. Patriarch Ice Dragon, the Life and Death Sword Sect Master, and the Demon Castle Lord. Lu Ming's eyes lit up. The Life and Death Sword Sect, Demon Castle, and Dragon God Valley had a good relationship, especially the Demon Castle. They had a close relationship with Patriarch Ice Dragon, so it wasn't surprising that the three sects stood together. In this way there were 5 absolute saints, especially Patriarch Ice Dragon, the Cloud Dragon Valley Master, and the Life and Death Sword Sect Master. They were stronger than ordinary absolute saints. This was a terrifying force. Why did you bring this little guy here? The Demon Castle Lord's eyes were like two suns as he looked at Lu Ming. It's like this. The Ice Dragon Valley Master told Lu Ming what he had learned from Mo Yang's soul search. He also told him about Lu Ming's plan. So the Sky Universe Demon Sect is also a remnant of the Evil Spirit Sect. I've long guessed that there were other sects, but I didn't expect it to be the Sky Universe Demon Sect. The Demon Castle Lord's body emitted a golden light, and his voice was cold. This time the truth will be revealed. Who knows, we might be able to find all the remnants of the Evil Spirit Sect. The Life and Death Sword Sect Master's voice was also cold. Then everyone discussed the details and waited quietly. 3 days later, many sects would gather at the Sky Universe Demon Sect to form an alliance. The Sky Universe Demon Sect was very lively. This time, 6 of the 12 top sects of the Tsang State had gathered on the Demon Mountain of the Sky Universe Demon Sect. The Sky Universe Demon Sect, the Poison Sect, the Heavenly God Sect, the Demonic Moon Sect, the Blood Demon House, and the 9 Heaven Sword Sect. As for the Heavenly King Palace, the Linglong Palace, and the Piyuan family, they chose to be neutral. No one came. As for the Life and Death Sword Sect and the Demon Castle, needless to say, they would not come. The 6 top sects and dozens of other small and medium-sized forces. The Sky Universe Demon Sect was filled with people. On top of a majestic Devil Mountain, there was a huge palace. In front of the palace there were many banquets. The experts of the 6 major sects, including the Sky Universe Devil Sect and the Heavenly God Sect, were all seated at the top. There were also some leaders of small and medium-sized forces seated at the top. The Sky Universe Demon Sect Master sat on the main seat. He looked around and said, "The purpose of this alliance is to destroy the Dragon God Valley. Do you have any suggestions? I feel that if we can force that Lu Ming to hand over Emperor Tsang's inheritance and treasures, there is no need for us to fight to the death with Dragon God Valley, injuring 1,000 of the enemy but losing 800 of our own. If we fight to the death with Dragon God Valley, our losses will not be small either," the leader of the Demonic Moon Sect said from the side. His words immediately gained the approval of some of the small and medium-sized forces. The purpose of their alliance this time was to obtain Emperor Tsang's inheritance and treasures, not to fight to the death with Dragon God Valley. You're wrong. With Lu Ming's current achievements, if he doesn't die, who can match him when he grows up? If Dragon God Valley was not destroyed, there would be endless troubles in the future. How could they not be destroyed? If we don't, we will be the ones in danger in the future. The leader of the Sky Universe Demon Sect said. The faces of the others changed. The leader of the Sky Universe Demon Sect was not bad. Lu Ming's talent was too strong. If he grew up in the future and held a grudge with the support of Dragon God Valley, no one would be able to match him. The sects that participated in this would be in danger. In my opinion, not only should Dragon God Valley be destroyed, but also the Life and Death Sword sect in the Demon Castle. This way we can eliminate all future troubles. Moreover, we can divide the territories they occupy equally. That way our sects will be more powerful. The leader of the Sky Universe Demon Sect continued with a cold glint in his eyes. If they did not start a war, how could she get the souls of the Saint Realm experts for the Blood Demon King to absorb? How could they weaken the forces in Song's state? Therefore, killing Lu Ming was not the most important thing. The most important thing was to start a war. Just as the sects were discussing, Lu Ming came out of the Sky Universe Demon Sect alone. He did not stop and walk toward the Sky Universe Demon Sect. Who is it? Stop. Someone shouted. A few young guards of the Sky Universe Demon Sect appeared. When they saw Lu Ming, their faces changed and they shouted, Lu Ming is here. Get lost. Lu Ming took a step forward. There was a roar in the sky and a few young mountain guardians vomited blood. Many figures flew out from the Sky Universe Demon Sect. Some of them had powerful auras. They were saints. When they saw Lu Ming, their faces changed. Someone shouted, Go and report to the sect leader. Go. Lu Ming took a step forward and shouted. The divine sword art was unleashed and the few Sage Realm powerhouses screamed. Their souls were destroyed by Lu Ming's divine sword art and they died on the spot. Lu Ming exuded a cold murderous aura. Those below the Saint Realm turned pale and did not dare to stop Lu Ming. They all retreated. In the majestic hall, many experts were in the middle of a discussion. Suddenly, a few figures flew over in a hurry. The Sky Universe Demon sect leader's face darkened. He scolded, What's the hurry? Can't you see that I'm discussing something important with the sect leaders? An old man quickly said, Sect leader Lu Ming is here. As soon as he said that, the hall fell silent. What? Lu Ming? How many of them are here? The Sky Universe Demon sect leader asked. Just one person, just Lu Ming. The old man replied. How dare he come here alone? Sect leader, I'll go out and capture Lu Ming. A great saint expert from the Sky Universe Demon Sect said. Wait a minute, Lu Ming wouldn't come here alone. There must be a trap. Let's all go out and see what tricks he has up his sleeve. Everyone, what do you think? The Sky Universe Demon sect leader said. Alright, who cares what tricks he has up his sleeve? With so many of us here, he won't have a chance. Let's take down Lu Ming and force him to hand over Emperor Tsang's inheritance and treasures. Let's go. The experts from the various sects left the Demon Mountain one after another. Soon, they saw some of the Sky Universe Demon Sect's disciples retreating while Lu Ming walked in the air alone. No one could stop him. This made the Sky Universe Demon sect leader's face turn gloomy. The Sky Universe Demon sect leader swept his gaze across the surroundings before it landed on Lu Ming. Lu Ming, who else came with you? Tell them to show themselves. If you want others to show themselves, we'll have to see if you have the ability to do so. Lu Ming spoke calmly. His posture was tall and straight, and his eyes were sparkling, revealing a strong fighting spirit. His meaning was self-evident. Arrogant. I was careless last time. This time I'll take you down. A white-robed old man stepped out. It was the Sky God Sect's expert who fought with Lu Ming last time, Mo Kong. Senior Makong, let me lend you a hand. A middle-aged man stepped out from the Sky Universe Demon Sect, exuding a shocking aura. He was in the great circle of the Bright Saint Realm and was not any weaker than Mo Kong. After knowing Lu Ming's combat strength, those who dared to step out were mostly people who had cultivated divine abilities and were very confident in their own combat strength. Count me in. Chapter 1728. The three experts fanned out and surrounded Lu Ming. Lu Ming stood calmly in the void as if he did not see them. Little brat, surrender? Mo Kong said coldly. Nonsense. Old man, if you want to attack, then attack. Last time you escaped with your life. This time I'll take your life. Lu Ming said indifferently. Arrogant. Go. Mo Kong shouted. Holy light burst forth, forming terrifying ribbons of holy light that enveloped Lu Ming. The ribbons formed a terrifying cutting force that cut at Lu Ming. Lu Ming stood there quietly and did not dodge. He allowed the ribbons of holy light to envelop him. When the ribbons of holy light enveloped him, he made his move. With a palm strike, the ribbons of holy light exploded. Lu Ming's figure was like lightning as he charged toward Mo Kong. Not good. Mo Kong's face changed drastically. He felt that Lu Ming's combat strength had increased again. But how could this be? How long had it been? Demonic flame saber. Poison dominates the world. At this time, the experts of the Sky Universe Demon Sect and the Desire Poison Sect attacked. Sure enough, the two of them had mastered supernatural powers. The moment they attacked, they used terrifying supernatural powers. The power of their supernatural powers was shocking. They could easily kill experts of the same level who did not know any supernatural powers. However, Lu Ming's expression was cold. He did not stop and struck out two palms in a row. Bang, bang. Their supernatural powers were directly destroyed by Lu Ming. In an instant, Lu Ming appeared in front of Mo Kong. Mo Kong's body turned cold as he frantically retreated. However, a powerful devouring force enveloped him, causing his body to stagnate. Kill. Lu Ming rushed over and struck out with his palm. His palm was like a heavenly blade. Mo Kong's body was directly split in half and his soul was obliterated. Mo Kong was dead. Many people turned pale with fright. Mo Kong was an old monster who had cultivated for hundreds of thousands of years. His cultivation base had reached the great circle of the bright sage realm, and he had cultivated the divine art. His combat strength was definitely at the peak of the bright sage realm. However, in the hands of Lu Ming he was easily crushed and killed. This kind of visual impact was really too strong. Whoosh. After Lu Ming killed Mo Kong, his figure did not stop as he rushed towards the other two. 9 sealed doors suddenly appeared in the sky, suppressing the experts of the Sky Space Demon Sect. The experts of the Sky Space Demon Sect roared and slashed at the sealed doors around them. However, before the 9 sealed doors could be broken, Lu Ming had arrived. No, he screamed in horror, but Lu Ming's palm struck down and destroyed everything. The expert of the Sky Universe Demon Sect followed in Mo Kong's footsteps and was killed by Lu Ming. In an instant, Lu Ming had killed 2 experts. The last expert of the Desire Poison Sect was terrified and did not dare to fight with Lu Ming. He frantically retreated into the crowd. What a piece of trash. Weren't you very arrogant just now? Now you are cowering in fear. Lu Ming looked at the expert of the Desire Poison Sect with disdain. That person's face turned red and he did not say a word. This brat's combat strength has increased again. The sect master of the Sky Universe Demon Sect muttered. His eyes flickered with a dignified look and his killing intent became stronger. The others were the same. They were shocked. A month ago in the Dragon God Valley, although Lu Ming could suppress Mo Kong, it was not that easy. However, this time, it was a complete one-sided victory. This was natural. Lu Ming's spiritual body had evolved into a mid-level heaven spiritual body. His combat strength had skyrocketed, and it was easy for him to kill someone like Mo Kong. Who else wants to take me down? Come on. Lu Ming said indifferently. I'll kill you. A cold voice sounded. Then a burly old man stepped out from the Sky Universe Demon Sect. His body was sturdy, and his demonic chi soared into the sky. Every step he took shook the sky. He stood in front of Lu Ming. His terrifying aura made it difficult for many people to breathe. A great saint. Many people whispered. A great saint was about to make a move. A great saint at the initial stage. Come on. I want to see how strong a great saint is. Lu Ming said. You will regret it soon. The burly old man said coldly. He took a step forward and threw a punch at Lu Ming. The demonic Dao Law flowed. This punch caused the air to howl violently. It was like a mountain that blasted toward Lu Ming. The combat strength of a great saint was much stronger than Ming Sheng. A dragon's roar sounded from Lu Ming's body. Lu Ming activated the Suppressing Hell Heaven skill and threw a punch. This punch did not have the Suppressing Hell Monument, but Lu Ming's fist seemed to have turned into the Suppressing Hell Monument. Even the color of his fist seemed to be the same as the Suppressing Hell Monument. Dong. The two men's fists heavily collided with each other, and a terrifying explosion rang out. A terrifying shockwave burst out from their fists and rushed towards both sides. The clouds in the sky were scattered by the blast wave as if they were cut by a heavenly blade. A demonic mountain was swept by the blast wave and exploded. Swish, swish. The two figures retreated at the same time. They were evenly matched. Hiss. Many people gasped and looked at Lu Ming in disbelief. Abnormal, demonic, too terrifying. He was just a minor bright saint, but he was able to cross an entire realm and fight with a minor great saint. What was the concept of crossing an entire realm? Needless to say, they had never seen or even heard of it. There were no such records in the ancient books of Jianghu. The difference between Bright Sage Initial Mastery and Great Sage Initial Mastery was too big. A Great Sage Initial Mastery powerhouse could kill a large number of Bright Sage Initial Mastery powerhouses with one slap. But now, Lu Ming could go head-to-head with a Great Sage Initial Mastery powerhouse and not be at a disadvantage. This was incredible. The Sovereign of Heavenly Universe Demon Sect, Celestial God Sect, and the others burst out with shocking murderous intent. They had to kill Lu Ming. If this continued, they would all be surpassed by Lu Ming and killed by Lu Ming. They had to kill Lu Ming. Is this the combat strength of a great saint? Lu Ming said indifferently. Arrogant kill? The burly old man roared like a mad beast. A battle axe appeared in his hand and he raised it high. In the sky, an incomparably huge axe was formed. On the huge axe, demonic light bloomed and surrounded by the laws. A terrifying aura spread in all directions. This was a terrifying divine art. It was not difficult to cultivate a divine art after entering the Great Saint realm. It was just a matter of how strong or weak it was. Slash. The burly old man waved his arm and the huge axe slashed down violently as if it could split heaven and earth and destroy everything. At this moment, light spots shone on Lu Ming's body. There were a total of 108 light spots, and a sacred weapon flew out from each light spot. A total of 108 sacred weapons surrounded Lu Ming. A battle sword appeared in Lu Ming's hand. The sword Qi soared into the sky and its aura was shocking. It was a great sacred weapon. This great sage weapon was something he had obtained from the divine child during his battle with him. In the previous month, although Lu Ming was fully focused on comprehending the chaotic finger of calamity, he also found time to cultivate the art of 10,000 weapons. Chapter 1729. 108 sacred weapons gathered their battle weapon Qi and became extremely powerful. Lu Ming held the great sage battle sword in his hand and slashed out. A sword radiance soared into the sky and clashed with the giant axe. Boom. In the void, the giant axe and the sword radiance clashed with each other, creating a terrifying boom. Then they were destroyed and no one gained the upper hand. Kill? Lu Ming shouted and took a step forward, charging towards his opponent. Whoosh, whoosh. With a thought, the sacred weapons around him all charged towards his opponent. The burly elder bellowed as he brandished his battle axe, sending the combat weapons flying. Lu Ming, on the other hand, charged forward with his battle sword in hand. The sword gleam was dazzling and there was a white holy light shining on it. Clang. The two of them clashed again, but they were still evenly matched. Lu Ming retreated and took a step in the void, charging towards his opponent again. His opponent did the same. The two of them engaged in an intense battle. The battle sword and the battle axe clashed with each other constantly. Sparks flew everywhere and it seemed like a storm of qi was blowing in the air. The whole place was silent as everyone watched without blinking. Many people were already numb to Lu Ming's combat strength. Could it be that a great sage couldn't take down Lu Ming? Could it be that he needed a stronger expert to take action? That would be too embarrassing. The Heavenly God Sect Master's face darkened. The great sage weapon in Lu Ming's hand belonged to the deity. It was given to the deity by him. Now it had fallen into Lu Ming's hands and became Lu Ming's weapon. Lu Ming and the burly old man clashed head-on. It was a very straightforward battle and they exchanged dozens of blows in an instant. The burly old man became more and more shocked and anxious as the battle went on. A great sage was attacking a young man in the initial bright sage realm and couldn't take him down in a head-on battle. This had never happened in the history of the Tsang state. His attacks were getting more and more violent. Clang. Lu Ming exchanged another blow with his opponent and retreated. At this moment, Lu Ming's eyes turned pitch black, like two unfathomable pools. At this moment, the burly old man seemed to have discovered that Lu Ming had disappeared. Between the heavens and the earth, huge dragons pounced towards him. Illusion break. The burly old man roared. The soul in his sea of consciousness shone brightly. The battle axe in his hand swept out, destroying everything. This was the soul illusion technique which he had learned from Qiao-Ying. Whoosh. After casting the soul illusion art, Lu Ming stepped forward, charging towards the burly old man. Not good. The expressions of the spectators, especially those from the Sky Universe Demon Sect, changed drastically. They saw the burly old man suddenly slash at the air madly, and Lu Ming's body rapidly approached. The old man didn't seem to have any reaction. Whoosh! Lu Ming's sword stabbed towards the burly old man. Get lost. At this moment, the burly old man roared. As if he could sense the danger, his battle axe slashed towards Lu Ming's sword, blocking Lu Ming's attack. It seems that my soul power isn't enough. Lu Ming whispered. Due to the fusion of his main body and second body, Lu Ming's soul power had skyrocketed. Now, it was equivalent to the soul power of a great Saint Minor Mastery. However, the old man was also a great Saint Minor Mastery, so his soul power wasn't weaker than his. Although Lu Ming cast the soul illusion technique to make the old man hallucinate, the old man could still feel it when facing a fatal blow. Just like at the treasure ordering convention, Qiu Yingying's soul power was far above the old man's. However, the old man couldn't feel it at all and was completely trapped in the illusion. Kill? Lu Ming waved his hand. More than 100 saint weapons, all of which were offensive types, charged towards the burly old man. At the same time, he stepped forward and charged towards the burly old man. The burly old man roared as he continuously slashed out with his battle axe. A violent wind swept in all directions, making it difficult for Lu Ming to get close. Do you think this will work? Suppress. Lu Ming's glabella glowed. The Tai Chi disc array emerged, emanating endless runes. A Tai Chi disc array appeared and suppressed the burly old man. The Tai Chi disc array was mysterious and powerful. As Lu Ming's cultivation increased, the power he could unleash also increased. Bus. The Tai Chi disc array suppressed the burly old man. The Tai Chi disc array had the power of destruction and sealing. The burly old man's body shook violently as he retreated continuously. Kill? Lu Ming arrived and slashed down with his sword, directly cutting the burly old man in half. However, when one reached the Great Saint realm, even if he was cut in half, he wouldn't die. The two halves of the burly old man's body frantically retreated. Lu Ming pursued him relentlessly, wanting to kill him. Enough. A cold voice rang out. The sect master of the Sky Universe Demon Sect waved his hand. His saint power wrapped around the burly old man like a ribbon and pulled him behind him. The burly old man escaped the range of Lu Ming's illusion. The two halves of his body reconnected and quickly recovered. He looked at Lu Ming with lingering fear. Just now he had almost been killed by Lu Ming. Many people's hearts trembled. Lu Ming had almost killed a great saint with his initial bright sage cultivation. What? If the bright sage can't do it, then the great saint will come. Now that the great saint can't do it, are you going to make a move? Lu Ming looked at the sect master of the Sky Universe Demon Sect and mocked. He hated the sect master of the Sky Universe Demon Sect to the core and wanted to kill him immediately. He actually gave Xian Yanqing to the evil spirit sect's Dharma King to possess. Damn it. He probably had this plan from the moment Xian Yanqing joined the Sky Universe Demon Sect and was accepted as a disciple by her. How dare you? Lu Ming, this is the Sky Universe Demon Sect. How dare you behave so atrociously? Alright, now hand over the Azure Thearka's inheritance and treasures. The sect master of the Sky Universe Demon Sect spoke indifferently and changed the topic to the Azure Thearka's treasures. No hurry. I'll let you see someone first. Lu Ming smiled. Then he grabbed at the void and Mo Yang appeared in Lu Ming's hand. At this moment, Mo Yang was still unconscious and was held in Lu Ming's hand. Yang, what did you do to him? The sect master of the Sky Universe Demon Sect's expression changed slightly as he berated. Nothing much. This guy was chasing a disciple of my Dragon God Valley. I happened to bump into him, so I knocked him out and brought him here. Lu Ming smiled faintly. Now hand Yang, over to me. The sect master of the Sky Universe Demon Sect spoke in a commanding tone. I can hand him over to you, but you have to hand Yanqing over to me first. We'll exchange for one person each. That's only fair. Lu Ming said. Exchange for Yanqing? What a joke. Yanqing was originally my disciple. Why would I exchange another disciple for this one? The sect master of the Sky Universe Demon Sect rejected him directly. Lu Ming's expression did not change. He had already guessed this outcome. The sect master wanted to take Xian Yanqing for the evil spirit sect's Dharma King to possess him. Why would he exchange Mo Yang with him? So, you're not exchanging? Let me tell you something. Actually, I searched Mo Yang's soul before and found a shocking secret in his memories. Lu Ming smiled faintly. Although he also wanted to kill Lu Ming and the Cloud Dragon Valley Master, compared to the matter of the evil spirit sect, he could only put Lu Ming aside. If the Heavenly Universe Demon Sect was really a remnant of the evil spirit sect, and if what Lu Ming said was true, then the situation was serious. It was obvious that the Heavenly Universe Demon Sect was using them to stir up internal strife in the Tsang state. If things went wrong, the Celestial Sect would be destroyed. Such a major matter had to be clarified first. That's right. Search their souls first. If what Lu Ming said is false, then it won't be too late to kill them. The Nine Heaven Sword Sect's sect master also spoke. The Heavenly Universe Devil Sect's sect master's expression changed. He then said coldly, "All right, let them search their souls. The innocent will know that they are innocent. It won't be too late to kill them after we prove the innocence of the Heavenly Universe Devil Sect." Lu Ming searched their souls. The Heavenly Universe Devil Sect's sect master stepped back, and his expression returned to normal. He looked as if he had a clear conscience. "All right, master, search their souls and project the images." Lu Ming mentioned Mo Yang to the Cloud Dragon Valley Master. "All right." The Cloud Dragon Valley Master nodded and reached out to touch Mo Yang's forehead. "Do it." At that moment, the Heavenly Universe Devil Sect's sect master suddenly roared and attacked. He blasted his palm toward the Celestial Sect master beside him. At the same time, countless people in the crowd attacked. Terrifying attacks were directed toward the people beside them. The Celestial Sect master was shocked. At the critical moment, he blasted out a move with all his might and blocked the attack of the Heavenly Universe Devil Sect's sect master. However, he was pushed back and spat out a mouthful of blood. In his haste, he couldn't completely block the other party's attack. The Celestial Sect master was more vigilant. Those who were less vigilant were killed immediately. Screams of agony were heard at the scene. In the Celestial Sect, an unwilling roar resounded through the sky. This roar came from another absolute saint of the Celestial Sect. This time there were two absolute saints from the Celestial Sect. Beside him, the house master of the Blood Demon House attacked him. Terrifying sword light directly shattered his saint heart. The sword light burst forth, and this absolute saint of the Celestial Sect fell. In addition, the Desire Poison Sect's experts also attacked the Demonic Moon Sect and Nine Heaven Sword Sect's experts. The Demonic Moon Sect's sect master was severely injured. Fortunately, he reacted in time and wasn't killed. In an instant, many experts of the Celestial Sect, Nine Heaven Sword Sect, and Demonic Moon Sect were killed. Blood Demon House, Desire Poison Sect, you are all traitors. The Celestial Sect master roared. Lu Ming was right. You are indeed the remnants of the evil spirit sect. The Nine Heaven Sword Sect's sect master roared. They had suffered too great a loss just now. Ever since Lu Ming said that the Heavenly Universe Devil Sect was the remnants of the evil spirit sect, they had more or less become wary of the Heavenly Universe Devil Sect. However, they never expected that the Desire Poison Sect and the Blood Demon House were jackals of the same tribe. They finally attacked. Lu Ming's lips curled into a cold smile. This was his plan. He would use the excuse of searching Mo Yang's soul to blackmail the Heavenly Universe Devil Sect into attacking. The plan was very successful. As expected, the Heavenly Universe Devil Sect's sect master didn't dare to take the risk and attack directly. However, he didn't expect the Blood Demon House and the Desire Poison Sect to be jackals of the same tribe. Kill them all. The Heavenly Universe Devil Sect master roared. His voice was incomparably cold as he unleashed a torrential attack on the Celestial Sect master. The Celestial Sect, Nine Heaven Sword Sect, and Demonic Moon Sect's forces were originally very strong. They were not weaker than the Heavenly Universe Devil Sect, Blood Demon House, and Desire Poison Sect. However, the sneak attack just now had killed one of the Celestial Sect's absolute saints. The Demonic Moon Sect's sect master was severely injured, and the Nine Heaven Sword Sect's other absolute saint was also severely injured. They were in imminent danger. Only the Nine Heaven Sword Sect's sect master could maintain his peak strength. As for the Great Sages and Bright Sages, they had suffered heavy losses. The situation was extremely unfavorable. Kill. At this moment, a large number of figures rushed out from another demonic mountain and charged over. The Intentionless Saber Sect is indeed here. There are also people from the Evil Spirit Sect. There are 4 absolute saints. Someone exclaimed, revealing a look of despair. One could tell at a glance that the people who had rushed out were divided into 2 groups. One group was from the Intentionless Saber Sect, led by 2 absolute saints. The other group was dressed in black robes and should be experts from the evil spirit sect. The two people in the lead were also absolute saints. The people from the celestial sect, Nine Heaven Sword sect, and demonic moon sect all revealed looks of despair. Ming, take care of yourself, the Cloud Dragon Valley Master said to Lu Ming. Then he wielded his sword and charged toward the evil spirit sect experts. Roar. Chapter 1731. Dragon God Valley's Patriarch Ice Dragon. The expressions of the two powerhouses from the intentionless saber sect changed drastically. They slashed out a terrifying saber light toward Patriarch Ice Dragon. Swoosh. A black and white sword chi tore through the void and slashed toward the Blood Demon Tower's master. Then with a loud roar, a sun lion appeared. Then Ice Dragon Valley's master also appeared and joined the battle. Although the Heavenly God sect and the other major sects had discussed before to destroy Dragon God Valley, they couldn't leave them in the lurch now. If all the powerhouses of the Heavenly God sect, Nine Heaven Sword sect, and Demonic Moon sect died here, then the remaining forces in the Tsang state would be greatly weakened. This was exactly what the evil spirit sect wanted. They had to join forces to deal with the evil spirit sect now. The scene fell into a chaotic battle. Many absolute saints flew into the sky and fought. That was because a battle between paragon sages was too terrifying. The energy that leaked out could kill great sages and bright sages, let alone those below the sage realm. Both sides had disciples below, and if they fought with everything they had, the disciples of both sides would be wiped out. The absolute saints flew into the sky and fought. Below, the others were fighting in a chaotic battle. Miserable screams constantly sounded, and it was incomparably tragic. Shaoqing is in that demonic mountain. Lu Ming looked around. According to the scene he had seen in Mo Yang's memory, Lu Ming's gaze fell on the place where many sects had gathered. Xian Yanqing was imprisoned under that demonic mountain. The evil spirit sect's Blood Demon King's soul was also below. Lu Ming stepped forward. Sacred weapons surrounded his body. He held a battle sword in his hand and slashed out. A saint of the Sky Universe demon sect was killed by him. Poof. Then with another slash he killed a saint of the Desire Poison sect. After killing a few people in a row, Lu Ming didn't continue fighting. He used the Wind Thunder Steps and flashed toward the demonic mountain. Lu Ming die. With a loud roar, a middle-aged burly man charged toward Lu Ming with a demonic saber in his hand. His aura was extremely shocking. This was a great saint. He was even stronger than the burly old man who had fought with Lu Ming. Lu Ming brandished his sword and slashed out with all his might. Clang. Lu Ming's saber light directly smashed through Lu Ming's sword light and landed on his battle sword. Lu Ming felt an irresistible force surging towards him. His body retreated continuously as his blood and chi churned. A mouthful of blood flowed out from the corner of his mouth. Great sage, great success. This was a great sage, great mastery powerhouse. He was extremely powerful. Lu Ming was no match for him at all. Cripple him first, then force him to tell us his secret after the battle. A few more people appeared and blocked in front of Lu Ming. All of them were great sage realm powerhouses. One of them was the burly old man who fought with Lu Ming previously. His eyes were exceptionally cold. There were 4 great sages in total. It was almost impossible for Lu Ming to defeat them. The auras of 4 great sages erupted as they bore down on Lu Ming. Since you're courting death, I'll fulfill your wish, Lu Ming said coldly. The sacred weapons around him all flew into Lu Ming's body and disappeared. A large halberd appeared in Lu Ming's hand. The reincarnation halberd. True essence surged into the reincarnation halberd. An energy was stimulated. A layer of black light suddenly appeared on the reincarnation halberd. You still want to kill us? Die. The burly middle-aged man slashed his saber at Lu Ming again. Kill. Lu Ming held the reincarnation halberd and slashed out forcefully. With a clang, the saber in the burly middle-aged man's hand was directly cut into 2 by the reincarnation halberd. The reincarnation halberd did not stop. With another slash, the burly middle-aged man's body split from the middle. A great sage, great mastery powerhouse had fallen. The other 3 great sages were almost scared to death. That was a great sage powerhouse. He was directly killed by Lu Ming's halberd. Even the demonic saber, a great sage weapon, was cut into 2. How could this be? Retreat, retreat. There was only one thought in their minds, and that was to retreat. The further away they were from Lu Ming, the better. It's too late to leave now. Kill. Lu Ming shouted. The reincarnation halberd slashed out horizontally. A black light flashed out. The bodies of the three great sages directly stiffened. Their eyeballs popped out, revealing a horrified expression. Then their bodies were directly torn into pieces, and their souls were obliterated. Three great sages were killed in one move. The others nearby were scared out of their wits. They frantically retreated, distancing themselves from Lu Ming. Lu Ming stepped forward and continued to head toward the demonic mountain. On the way, there were hundreds of people from the intentionless saber sect and the evil spirit sect blocking the way. They were directly killed by Lu Ming's halberd. Hundreds of people were instantly killed. Lu Ming was bathed in blood. Like a demon god, he arrived in front of the demon mountain. "Open for me." Lu Ming held the reincarnation halberd with both hands and raised it high. The reincarnation halberd rapidly enlarged and then slashed down heavily on the demon mountain. This halberd was like the halberd of a god. When it slashed down, the huge palace on the demon mountain directly exploded. Rumble. The majestic demon mountain let out a loud sound under the reincarnation halberd. Then it was directly split into two. Huge rocks flew everywhere as if it was the end of the world. The demon mountain was split open, revealing the underground cave under the demon mountain. "Who's there?" A sharp voice resounded through the sky. In the underground cave, blood mist gathered and formed a huge human face. Xian Yanqing sat there cross-legged, motionless, as if he was completely unaware of everything outside. Little Qing. Lu Ming's heart trembled. He didn't expect to see Xian Yanqing again in such a place under such circumstances. Sky Universe Demon Sect and Evil Spirit Sect should be destroyed. Kill them. Lu Ming's eyes were filled with a layer of blood red, and his killing intent was incomparably strong. "Brat, you're courting death." A loud shout rang out, and a black-robed elder rushed out of the underground cave. His entire body was filled with demonic qi, and his aura was extremely terrifying. This was an absolute saint. The Sky Universe Demon Sect had specially called an absolute saint to guard this underground cave. "Kill him." The huge face formed by the Blood Demon King screamed. "Die." The absolute saint of the Sky Universe Demon Sect grabbed at Lu Ming with his demonic qi. The terrifying demonic claw was even bigger than a mountain. Not to mention an absolute saint, even a perfected supreme saint would be killed by this claw. But Lu Ming didn't change. He was still indifferent. He stepped out and said in a cold voice, "You're the one who's going to die." The reincarnation halberd enlarged and slashed out. The demonic claw formed by the absolute saint of the Sky Universe Demon Sect was directly shattered. The reincarnation halberd didn't stop. It continued to slash at the absolute saint of the Sky Universe Demon Sect. How is this possible? The absolute saint of the Sky Universe Demon Sect's eyes widened. He realized that he was completely locked on by the reincarnation halberd. There seemed to be a force of reincarnation that made it impossible for him to dodge. He could only take it head-on. He roared and continuously slapped out with both hands. In an instant he slapped out hundreds of times. Hundreds of palm prints gathered and formed a demonic palm print that blasted toward the reincarnation halberd. But it was all in vain. The reincarnation halberd slashed down, and the demonic palm print collapsed. The reincarnation halberd struck the absolute saint of the Sky Universe Demon Sect with unparalleled force. The absolute saint let out a shrill scream that echoed throughout the Sky Universe Demon Sect. Then he was split in half by Lu Ming and even his soul was annihilated. Chapter 1732. This scene was witnessed by everyone present. Everyone's hearts trembled, especially those from the Sky Universe Demon Sect and the Poison Sect. They were almost scared to death. Lu Ming had killed an absolute saint with a single halberd strike. How could Lu Ming be so powerful? Damn it, damn it. How can this little bastard control such terrifying power? The Sky Universe Demon Sect Master was the most shocked. He screamed in his heart and his face was extremely distorted. Haha, well done. The remnants of the evil spirit sect are destined to be destroyed again. Valley Master Yun Kong laughed loudly. His sword light was like a dragon, forcing an evil spirit sect absolute saint to retreat. How is this possible? The Blood Demon King's huge face also screamed. Blood Demon King, I'll kill you now. Lu Ming held the reincarnation halberd and charged toward the Blood Demon King. The reincarnation halberd could kill anyone below the arch level. Although the Blood Demon King was the arch at his peak, now that he was only left with a wisp of his soul, he could still kill him. Damn it, a bunch of trash. I can only take over his body first. The Blood Demon King roared and turned into a ray of blood light, rushing into Xian Yanqing's glabella. Oh no! Lu Ming's expression changed as he rushed towards Xian Yanqing. Little Qing, wake up! Lu Ming shouted loudly. His voice was like thunder in spring, but it was useless. Xian Yanqing did not wake up. Moreover, a layer of blood light spread out from Xian Yanqing's body. Her body trembled slightly, and a pained expression appeared on her face. Lu Ming was extremely anxious. It was obvious that the Blood Demon King was trying to take over Xian Yanqing's body. He wanted to destroy Xian Yanqing's spiritual will and replace it. Lu Ming would never let such a thing happen. I'll go all out. Lu Ming's eyes revealed a trace of determination. Then he took a step forward and activated the array formation laws. Countless runes appeared on the ground. Runes were not inscriptions. They were of a higher level. Only those who had comprehended the power of laws could release them. A large array enveloped Lu Ming. Then he sat down cross-legged. His glabella shone and a small figure appeared. It was Lu Ming's soul. Lu Ming's soul rushed towards Xian Yanqing's glabella and entered Xian Yanqing's glabella. In the next moment, Lu Ming's soul appeared in a boundless place. This place was Xian Yanqing's sea of consciousness. As soon as Lu Ming entered, he saw Xian Yanqing's figure. At this moment, Xian Yanqing was shrouded in a bloody mist. Little Qing! Lu Ming roared and rushed over. The figure of Xian Yanqing was not Xian Yanqing's soul. Xian Yanqing had not broken through to the Saint Realm and had not condensed a soul. It was Xian Yanqing's spiritual will. One spiritual will could project a form in one sea of consciousness. Lu Ming had been able to project a form in his sea of consciousness since a long time ago. However, it was impossible for his soul to enter another sea of consciousness like Lu Ming. Once one spiritual will broke through to the Saint Realm, it would condense a soul. If the Blood Demon King refined Xian Yanqing's spiritual will, Xian Yanqing would disappear from the world. Lu Ming! Xian Yanqing exclaimed. She did not expect Lu Ming to come to her sea of consciousness. Blood Demon King, die! Lu Ming turned into a ray of light and rushed towards the Blood Demon King. With a slash of his palm, he operated the law of primal chaos and slashed at the Blood Demon King's soul. The law was mastered through comprehension. It borrowed the law of heaven and earth and was not one's own energy. Therefore the soul could also use the law. Boy, you're courting death. The Blood Demon King shouted coldly and condensed into a human form. It was the form of an old woman. She stretched out a withered claw and grabbed at Lu Ming. Bang! Lu Ming's palm struck the Blood Demon King's claw. Suddenly he felt a terrible power surging, as if it wanted to tear Lu Ming's arm apart. Lu Ming's figure retreated quickly. The law of primal chaos continued to operate to obliterate this power. Although the Blood Demon King was only a remnant soul, she was an emperor-level existence in her heyday. Her foundation was too strong. Lu Ming could not compete with her now. Even if Lu Ming's soul power was equivalent to the Great Saint Realm, it was useless. Boy, not only will you not be able to save this girl today, even you will have to stay here. The Blood Demon King sneered. Her figure floated towards Lu Ming. Her withered claw continued to grab at Lu Ming. Divine Sword Art. Lu Ming's heart stirred. He activated the Divine Sword Art. His entire body turned into a sword, a soul sword, and slashed at the Blood Demon King. It's actually the Divine Sword Art that destroys souls. Unfortunately, your soul power is too weak. The Blood Demon King sneered. His claws grabbed the soul combat sword that Lu Ming had transformed into. There was a sound of metal clashing and the soul combat sword that Lu Ming had transformed into was sent flying. Whoosh! The soul sword turned back into Lu Ming's appearance. Lu Ming's figure flashed and appeared beside Xian Yanqing. Little Qing, are you all right? Lu Ming looked at Xian Yanqing worriedly. I'm fine. Lu Ming, why are you here? Quickly leave this place. Xian Yanqing said anxiously. Silly girl, what nonsense are you talking about? If you're in danger, why would I leave? I'm escaping alone. If I die today, we'll die together. Lu Ming said, full of tenderness. Then I'll send you on your way. I'll let you be a pair of mandarin ducks. The Blood Demon King sneered and attacked the two of them. His claw grabbed at the two of them. This is my sea of consciousness. Get out. Xian Yanqing shouted. Her spiritual will glowed. There was a terrifying fluctuation that spread towards the Blood Demon King. The Blood Demon King's eyes were solemn. His claws kept clawing out, breaking the invisible fluctuation. It wasn't that easy to take over. Just like Xian Yanqing said, this was her sea of consciousness. In her sea of consciousness, Xian Yanqing himself could unleash a terrifying power to obliterate souls from the outside world. Therefore, the Blood Demon King had always wanted to devour and refine more souls to strengthen his own soul. Then he began to take over Xian Yanqing. But now he was forced to take over in advance. Kill? Lu Ming continued to use the divine sword art and turned into a divine sword. He cooperated with Xian Yanqing to fight against the Blood Demon King. At this time, the battle outside was getting more and more intense. A large number of experts fell here forever. Their blood dyed the Demon Mountain red. When the Sky Universe Demon Sect Master saw Lu Ming's soul enter Xian Yanqing's body, he became anxious. All of you go and kill Lu Ming. Quick! The Sky Universe Demon Sect Master shouted. Suddenly, a few great saints pounced on Lu Ming. You're courting death. With a long roar, sword light pierced through the sky. 2 great saints were killed instantly. With a flash of sword light, the Cloud Dragon Valley Master appeared beside Lu Ming and blocked him with his sword. Kill. You must kill Lu Ming and let the Blood Demon King succeed in taking over. The Sky Universe Demon Sect Master screamed. All of this involved her future. If the Blood Demon King succeeded, she would have a chance to become an emperor. She couldn't let Lu Ming ruin it. The Sky Universe Demon Sect Master used all his strength to defeat his opponent and rushed toward the Cloud Dragon Valley Master. At the same time, 2 other Absolute Saints also rushed toward the Cloud Dragon Valley Master. Chapter 1733. The Evil Spirit Sect, including the Sky Universe Demon Sect, the Poison Sect and the Blood Demon House, had a total of 11 Supreme Saints. As for the Cloud Dragon Valley Master's side, there were originally 5 of them. Including the Absolute Saints from the Heavenly God Sect, the Demonic Moon Sect and the 9 Heaven Sword Sect, there were 9 of them. However, 2 of them had been severely injured by the sneak attack, so the situation was not good for the Cloud Dragon Valley Master's side. Cloud Dragon 9 appearances. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master kept slashing with his sword. The sword light turned into 9 Cloud Dragons that flew out and blocked the Absolute Saints in the air. However, the Absolute Saints attacked with all their might and defeated the Cloud Dragons one after another. Although the Cloud Dragon Valley Master was strong, he was only one person after all. It was difficult for him to stop the joint attack of several people. Kill? Kill. The Absolute Saints shouted. They controlled the laws and used their divine powers to form a terrifying attack power that poured toward the Cloud Dragon Valley Master. Among them, there were also people with terrifying combat power who were not much weaker than the Cloud Dragon Valley Master. With a dragon roar, Patriarch Ice Dragon rushed over with a terrifying cold current. He sent an Absolute Saint flying with one move, almost freezing him. Get lost. Ice Dragon roared and clawed. The other 2 Absolute Saints were also forced back by Ice Dragon. Patriarch Ice Dragon and the Cloud Dragon Valley Master stood together to protect Lu Ming and Xian Yanqing. Charge. The Sky Universe Demon Sect Master screamed. At least 5 Absolute Saints charged toward Lu Ming. However, the Cloud Dragon Valley Master and Patriarch Ice Dragon didn't want to win. They just wanted to avoid mistakes. They guarded tightly so the other party couldn't rush over for a while. Meanwhile, in Xian Yanqing's mind, the battle had reached its climax. The Blood Demon Patriarch was of the Arch after all. Even though he only had a remnant soul left, he was still extremely terrifying. Lu Ming and Xian Yanqing were no match for him. They were surrounded by the Blood Demon Patriarch, who had turned into a ball of bloody light. The bloody light contained the power of laws. She wanted to refine Lu Ming and Xian Yanqing together. Ha ha ha, your fate is already sealed. Just accept your fate obediently. The Blood Demon King let out a shrill laugh. Blood mist filled the air. Lu Ming felt a tearing pain come from his soul. As for Xian Yanqing's spiritual will body, it trembled as if it could not withstand it any longer. Little Qing. Lu Ming was unwilling to give up. His soul transformed into a long sword and constantly slashed at the blood mist around him. Unfortunately, as the battle continued, Lu Ming's soul power grew weaker and weaker. He could no longer deal any fatal damage to the Blood Demon King. Struggle. Struggle with all your might. This is your last chance. The Blood Demon King laughed. She seemed to enjoy watching Lu Ming and the others struggle. At this moment, Lu Ming's spine emitted a bloody light. Then the prison-suppressing steel's bloodline appeared. With a swoosh, the prison-suppressing steel bloodline rushed into Xian Yanqing's forehead and into Xian Yanqing's sea of consciousness. As soon as it entered Xian Yanqing's sea of consciousness, The prison-suppressing steel changed rapidly like a mountain. Below, the two words prison-suppressing steel emitted a bright light and suppressed the Blood Demon King. Prison-suppressing steel. How is this possible? The Blood Demon King screamed. Boom. Under the suppression of the prison-suppressing steel, the Blood Demon King let out a blood-curdling scream. The blood mist tumbled and reformed into the form of an old woman. Her face was filled with shock and horror. Boom. The prison-suppressing steel grew bigger and bigger. The two words seemed to have infinite power as it suppressed the Blood Demon King again. The Blood Demon King screamed and retreated rapidly. However, it was useless. She seemed to have been locked down by the steel and had nowhere to run. Boom. This time, the Blood Devil King's body directly exploded. Clumps of soul power were obliterated by the power of the prison-suppressing steel. When the Blood Devil King gathered together again, her body had shrunk a lot. She looked dispirited and listless. However, the prison-suppressing steel did not intend to let her go and suppressed her again. The Blood Demon King screamed in horror. She was about to go crazy. She never dreamed that the prison-suppressing steel would appear here. The prison-suppressing steel was the nemesis of her race. Boom. This time, the Blood Demon King was even more miserable. Her form was shattered and she tumbled, unable to reform again. At this time, a black crystal appeared in Xianyanqing's sea of consciousness. It emitted a terrifying devouring power and was about to devour the Blood Demon King's remnant soul. It's my world core, Xianyanqing said. Lu Ming's expression changed. He then controlled the prison-suppressing steel and flew back to Lu Ming's head. I know. The Blood Demon King screamed in horror. However, balls of soul power were still absorbed by the world core. Lu Ming recognized that this heart of the world was obtained from the core of the ruins of God in the continent of God. In the past, he had thought that it was a sacred heart. Now, it seemed that it was the heart of the world left behind by an emperor-level powerhouse. The Blood Demon King's soul power was constantly being devoured by the world core. In the end, only a black shadow was left, twisting and struggling. At this moment, Lu Ming was shocked. This was because the last black shadow did not look like a human at all. Although it was in the shape of a human, it was very strange. It looked like a shadow and there was an eye in between its eyebrows. There were a total of 3 eyes. Lu Ming thought of the 3-eyed divine tribe and the Titan longhorn beetle. The huge and terrifying creature that fought with the Titan longhorn beetle also had 3 eyes. What was the connection between them? Could this black shadow be the true body of the Blood Demon King? At this moment, the prison-suppressing steel was no longer under Lu Ming's control. It left Lu Ming's body and flew out, suppressing the black shadow. No! The black shadow screamed in horror, but under the prison-suppressing steel, the black shadow exploded and turned into ashes. The Blood Demon King's remnant soul was finally suppressed to death by the prison-suppressing steel. Lu Ming let out a long breath. Lu Ming, I'm going to cultivate in seclusion. At this moment, Xianyanqing spoke. The world core seemed to have absorbed the Blood Demon King's soul power and mutated. Okay, go ahead. I'll protect you, Lu Ming said. Xianyanqing nodded. In the next moment, her spiritual will disappeared. Lu Ming took the prison-suppressing steel and left Xianyanqing's consciousness, returning to his body. As soon as he returned to his body, Lu Ming heard a violent roar not far away. He turned his head and saw Cloud Dragon Valley Master and Ice Dragon Ancestor fighting with 5 absolute saints. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master and Ice Dragon Ancestor were barely able to fend off the 5 absolute saints working together. However, they didn't take a single step back. They stood firmly in front of them. Kill! Lu Ming shouted, holding the reincarnation halberd and striding out. Lu Ming, did you succeed? Ice Dragon Ancestor asked. Yes, the Blood Demon King is dead, Lu Ming said. His voice spread all over the place, shocking many people. Impossible. The sect master of the Sky Universe Demon Sect screamed like a madman. Chapter 1734. Nothing is impossible. Kill! Lu Ming shouted. He held the reincarnation halberd with both hands and slashed down. This attack was aimed at an exceptionally powerful absolute saint. This person's combat strength was not much weaker than the Cloud Dragon Valley Masters. If he wanted to kill someone, he had to kill the strongest. The reincarnation halberd was like the halberd of a god. It slashed down, unstoppable and unstoppable. Poof! That absolute saint let out an unwilling roar. His body turned into ashes under the reincarnation halberd, leaving nothing behind. The other 4 absolute saints turned pale with fright. They didn't dare to stay any longer. They all retreated frantically, afraid that they would be killed by Lu Ming's halberd. Lu Ming's eyes revealed a trace of pity. That streak of energy had been used up. There were a total of 2 streaks of energy in the reincarnation halberd. The previous burst of energy had been used up, especially when used to kill absolute saints. The energy consumption was especially fast. Now, there was only 1 streak of energy left in the reincarnation halberd. But the other party still had 10 absolute saints. Even if he used the last streak of energy, it was impossible to kill all of them. Kill? Lu Ming only hesitated for a moment before stepping forward with the reincarnation halberd. He didn't use that streak of energy. That streak of energy was to be used at the critical moment. But the others didn't know that Lu Ming had run out of energy. When they saw Lu Ming step forward, they were scared out of their wits and kept retreating. Haha, kill. Patriarch Ice Dragon laughed loudly. He and the Cloud Dragon Valley Master followed Lu Ming and charged forward. Wherever they passed, the evil spirit sect members, regardless of their cultivation level, all frantically retreated. Lu Ming was too terrifying. No matter what cultivation level they were at, the halberd in his hand killed them in 1 move. It was the same even for absolute saints. They were completely invincible. Whoever went up against him would die. Then Lu Ming stepped toward the Sky Universe Demon Sect Master. The Sky Universe Demon Sect Master's expression changed. He used all his strength to force his opponent back and also frantically retreated. Why are you retreating? Didn't you want to kill me? Lu Ming sneered as he glared at the Sky Universe Demon Sect Master. The Sky Universe Devil Sect Sovereign's eyes were incomparably cold. She couldn't wait to tear Lu Ming into pieces, but she still didn't dare to fight. She was afraid that Lu Ming's halberd would kill her. Regroup, regroup. The Sky Universe Demon Sect Master roared. The evil spirit sect's powerful cultivators started to gather together. There were a total of 10 absolute saints standing at the very front. Their auras gathered together, shaking the heavens and earth. However, Lu Ming stepped forward with the reincarnation halberd in his hand. The other party was shocked and quickly retreated. 1 man and 1 halberd forced the 10 absolute saints and many other experts to retreat. This was a shocking scene that many people would never forget for the rest of their lives. Lu Ming, you're just relying on external objects. I can kill you with a single slap if I rely on my true abilities. The master of the Sky Universe Demon Sect said coldly. Haha, relying on external objects. How laughable. How many years have you been cultivating? How old are you? If you were the same age as me, I could kill you with a single breath. Lu Ming laughed disdainfully. The Sky Universe Demon Sect Master's expression was ugly, but she couldn't refute him. All of you will die sooner or later if you block the evil spirit sect's path. No one can stop the rise of the evil spirit sect. Let's go. After saying that, the Sky Universe Demon Sect Master and the others slowly retreated. Old woman, don't you want your disciple anymore? Lu Ming took out Mo Yang and said, I forgot to tell you that I did search Mo Yang's soul. However, his soul was destroyed by the restrictive power after that. Now he has become an idiot. What? You dared to trick me? The Sky Universe Demon Sect Master screamed. She was so angry that her face was distorted. She knew that she had been deceived by Lu Ming. When Lu Ming said that he had searched Mo Yang's soul in front of everyone and projected the scene, it was completely fake. He had been deceiving her. His purpose was to trick her into making a move. If not, she could have used the power of the Celestial God Sect and the other sects to destroy the Dragon God Valley, then the Demon Extermination Fort and the Life and Death Sword faction. Finally, she could have set up a trap and suddenly attacked the Celestial God Sect and the other sections. That way the Tsang state would have completely fallen into their control. Moreover, the Blood Demon King could have successfully taken over the body, and everything would have been perfect. But now, everything had changed. It was because Lu Ming had tricked her into making a move in advance that everything had changed. At that moment, the Sky Universe Demon Sect Master's face was distorted like a devil's. Let's go. The Sky Universe Demon Sect Master shouted and turned to leave. The other members of the Evil Spirit Sect also retreated and disappeared. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master and the others didn't chase after them. They were already at a disadvantage, so even if they chased after them, they wouldn't be able to make them stay. At that moment, the Cloud Dragon Valley Master and the others looked at the Celestial God Sect Master with an unfriendly expression. The Celestial God Sect Master's expression changed drastically. His figure flashed and retreated far away. What do you want to do? The first thing we have to deal with now is the evil spirit sect. Chapter 1735. Half a month later, Xian Yinqing finally succeeded in breaking through to the martial saint realm. After that, Lu Ming, Xian Yinqing, Ice Dragon Ancestor, and Cloud Dragon Valley Master returned to Dragon God Valley. Upon returning to Dragon God Valley, Lu Ming heard a lot of news. In the past half a month, the news of the battle at the Sky Universe Demon Sect had spread throughout the Tsang Prefecture and shocked the world. After that, the Dragon God Valley Life and Death Sword Sect, Demon Castle, and other sects gathered all the major sects in Tsang State to join forces and exterminate the evil spirit sect. In an instant many people responded. The Heavenly God Sect, Nine Heaven Sword Sect, and Demonic Moon Sect responded one after another, joining the alliance to suppress the evil spirit sect. After that, the Heavenly King Palace, Linglong Palace, and the Piyuan family who had been neutral, also joined the alliance. At this point, the 9 top sects of the Tsang State had joined forces. In addition to the other small and medium-sized forces, their strength was incomparably great. During this period, the various sects had constantly sent out powerful cultivators to investigate the hiding place of the evil spirit sect, preparing to wipe them out in one fell swoop. After another half a month, they finally found the hiding place of the evil spirit sect. It was in a barren land in the north of Tsang State. For a time, the powerful cultivators of the various large sects in Tsang State gathered in the north. The Nine Heaven Sword Sect was located in the north, and all the major powers gathered outside the Nine Heaven Sword Sect. Dragon God Valley, Ice Dragon Ancestor and Cloud Dragon Valley Master led a large number of experts to battle, while Ice Dragon Valley Master guarded Dragon God Valley. Lu Ming and Xian Yinqing also set out with the army and joined the crusade. In the Cloud Dragon Valley, second senior brother Long Yuanshan stayed behind to take charge. Tian Shui and Xuaningxin were still weak, so they were not brought along. Yang Tianzong and Lu Ming's fourth senior brother and fifth senior brother were all saints, so they went to battle together. After several days they arrived outside the Nine Heaven Sword Sect. At that moment, many people had gathered outside the Nine Heaven Sword Sect. They were all experts from various sections. The weakest among them was a high-level martial emperor. It was worth mentioning that Bubble had been in seclusion since a few days ago, transforming into a ball of white light that enveloped itself like a cocoon. Lu Ming knew that Bubbles was about to break through. Lu Ming was secretly delighted. If Bubble were to break through to the Saint Realm, its might would be even more astonishing with the help of the space-time laws. More and more people gathered outside the Nine Heaven Sword Sect. Experts from various sects in the Tsang province continued to gather. A few days later, the 9 top sects had all arrived. This time each of the top sects sent 2 absolute saints. The 9 top clans had 18 absolute saints in total, and there were even more supreme saints and bright saints. With such a powerful force they could defeat all the other clans in the Tsang plain. In addition to the half-sages and high-level martial monarchs, there were tens of thousands of them. All of them were elites. More than half of the strong martial artists in the Tsang prefecture had gathered there. Set off. The Nine Heaven Sword sect master shouted, and then took the lead to fly towards the north. The Nine Heaven Sword sect was located in the north, and they were the most familiar with the geography of this place. Thus they let the Nine Heaven Sword sect lead the way. There were tens of thousands of experts, and their terrifying auras swept across the land. Lu Ming was secretly shocked. With so many strong cultivators gathered together, it was truly astonishing. If they were to join forces and attack together, other than martial emperors, no one would be able to stop them. Soon they flew into a vast mountain range. Moreover, the further they went, the more barren the terrain became. Gradually, a thick fog appeared in front of them. Everyone perked up and raised their vigilance. The absolute saints stood outside to prevent sneak attacks. They flew straight ahead for about 1,000 miles. There's someone ahead. Suddenly someone shouted. Boom, boom. Everyone's aura erupted. They took a defensive posture and looked ahead. A large number of figures appeared in front of them. At the front were the Sky Universe Demon Sect Master, the Poison Desire Sect Master, and other absolute saints. Last time when they retreated, there were only 10 absolute saints. But now there were 2 more and there were a total of 12 absolute saints. The absolute saints on the Alliance's side also flashed and appeared at the front. The 2 sides stopped and faced each other. It seemed that the evil spirit sect also knew that they were coming. They had already gathered their experts and were waiting here. The remnants of the evil spirit sect must be destroyed. The life and death sword sect master said coldly. Black and white colors kept flowing around his body. Those were strands of sword chi. Ha, what a joke. The evil spirit sect will eventually rule the Tsang state and even a wider territory. Those who go against the evil spirit sect will all die. The Sky Universe Demon sect master said coldly. Her gaze landed on Lu Ming and Xian Yanqing, and a sinister expression appeared on her face. Shameless boasting. Today we will destroy the evil spirit sect. An absolute saint from the evil moon sect stepped forward. His body was enveloped in a pitch-black moonlight, looking extremely terrifying. This person had been severely injured by the Sky Universe Demon sect's sneak attack. He had recovered during this period of time and hated the Sky Universe Demon sect and the Poison Desire sect to the bone. At this moment he couldn't help but want to attack. Bam! Bam! The other Absolute Saints also stepped forward, causing the ground to tremble. A mere early-stage Absolute Saint. Kill. At this moment a loud shout rang out. It didn't come from any one of them. Instead, it came from behind the evil spirit sect members. Then a middle-aged man in a purple gold robe stepped through the air. This person wore a jade crown and was filled with a noble aura. He was like an emperor of the human world. He held a golden battle sword in his hand. It was like an emperor's sword. He slashed out, and a golden sword light slashed toward the evil moon sect cultivator. This sword chi was boundless and terrifying. The vast might made many people have the urge to worship it. They couldn't even think of resisting. Complete Absolute Saint. The evil moon sect's Absolute Saint let out an incredulous roar. Then he tried his best to block it. Endless moonlight rose up trying to block it. But everything seemed to be in vain. The sword light slashed past and the moonlight shattered. The terrifying sword light slashed into the evil moon sect's Absolute Saint's body. The evil moon sect's Absolute Saint's body stiffened. His eyes widened in shock. Following that, a bloody scar appeared between his eyebrows. Then his body split apart from the middle. Everyone's hearts trembled. An Absolute Saint died just like that. He was killed by a single sword strike. Especially the Cloud Dragon Valley Master and the other Absolute Saints. Their pupils constricted and they were filled with disbelief. Complete Absolute Saint. This middle-aged man filled with an emperor's aura was actually a complete Absolute Saint. How could the other side have such a strong cultivator? There wasn't a single complete Absolute Saint in Tsang State. Even Ice Dragon Sect's Patriarch hadn't reached complete Absolute Saint after living for countless years. As for Lu Ming, he was even more shocked. He was very familiar with this man's aura. It reminded him of Di. Yes, this man's aura was actually similar to Di Yi's and Di Xian's aura. Di family. You're from the Di family? Someone yelled. Many people were shocked. The Di family was an emperor-level force in the northwest of Tsang State. It seems like you have some eyesight. You're tuning in to the Han Li's Wuxia Adventures YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.